So good to have a number of cars heading south here for a crack at, I'm guessing, is one of the last big titles left in the Speedway New Zealand calendar. Big welcome if you are trackside. Wee skiff of drizzle just coming over the track at the moment, but looking at the weather radar, isn't meant to turn into too much at all. So it's still a very, very cool, blustery day here in the deep south though. So of course, if you are trackside, you are really braving it here this afternoon, but not about crowd in to take this in. And also a warm welcome to anyone watching on the live stream as well. Of course, Pitts Media here filming this coverage this afternoon out of Riverside Speedway. So a warm welcome if you are sitting at home, having a couple of cold ones and taking in the race action. So we are going to see the South Island Stockcar Championship. It's going to be 3 12-lap heat races to decide the South Island champion. And then at the end of the meeting, they are actually having an all-in for stock cars as well. So looking forward to that a wee bit later on. We have also today the best pairs running for saloons, best pairs for production saloons, best pairs for youth saloons, and street stock Top Gun. So a little bit to get through here this afternoon. So looking forward to some great action here this afternoon. As far as the weather goes throughout the week, it was pretty good leading up to this meeting. About 30 mils of rain earlier in the week. So the infield area very, very soft. So hopefully things just, the wind keeps up. Things dry up a little bit out there, but the track not too bad. Wee bit of a soft spot there in turn number 2, which the track crew have been dealing with. Alrighty, Saloons out on track. They, of course, are running for best pairs today. I don't have a list of who the pairings are, but the defending champions are Phil Burgess in the 15 and the 10 car of Stu Miller. They are the defending champions. Down into turns number 1 and 2, and it is Phil Burgess from Central Motor Speedway and leading them down there. Track actually doesn't look too bad. I thought it might have been a wee bit greasier heading down into turns 1 and 2, but not too bad. Mark Dobson, car number 51 in second place. Then we go back to Jason Gold out of Central Motor Speedway, car number 88 in third. Then Richardson, Graham Williamson. Side by side, Aaron Andrews and Darren McLeod. Then the 10 of the Flying Scotsman, Stu Miller. Paul Carr in the 11 machine, Justin Blackman in the 88. Barry Redpath there as well. A good comeback from Barry, car number 64. First time he's had a skid in this car this afternoon. And car number 11 at the tail of the field. That is Josh Richardson, who, of course, come out of the youth saloon grade. This is him debuting this afternoon in the saloon. So good to see young Josh out there cutting some laps. So Burgess has obviously had an issue while I was reading those numbers out, which sends Mark Dobson, car number 51, Hypermac machine. Of course, that Days of Thunder livery, one of my favourites as far as a race car ripping around New Zealand circuits goes. Jason Gold chasing hard. He had a bit of tough luck last weekend at Beachland Speedway, got a bit of a helping hand down to the infield, which he certainly didn't appreciate, but front wheel up in the air there for Jason Gold. So 3 Hypermax at the top end of town in this one here, with Graham Williamson, car number 21, up into third place. Down the main straight there, Barry Redpath looking for a way down the outside of Justin Blackman. Can't quite get it done. Josh Richardson behind them. Josh about to get some company in the form of the race leader, Mark Dobson, the Watson spraying. Hypermac just tucking in behind there. This is really starting to bunch the field up here. These lap cars. Dobson really, oh look at that, Jason Gold takes advantage. So does Burgess. A Burgess who fell down the order, who was leading this one here, fell down to 4th place, now back up to 2nd, and Dobson still hasn't managed to get past Richardson, so he's handed away the race lead in that one there. Jason Gold takes advantage. Car number 88, 3 laps remaining in this one here. Race number 1 of the afternoon here. Best pairs on the line for Saloons. Gold now tucks in behind Barry Redpath at the front end of town. Burgess in the 15 machine powers out of turn number 4, being chased by Williamson. Dobson's finally made that move. Then we go back to Andrews. Darren McLeod around the outside of the 88 of Blackman. Out in front with a couple remaining. In fact, the white flag comes out. Jason Jenner produces a white flag for Jason Gold. Once again, the front wheel in the air around turns number 1 and 2 as he powers off down the back straight. Gold around turns number 3 and 4, and he's going to bank a Heat 1 win here. Jason Gold takes this one here out. Burgess home in second place, ahead of Graham Williamson. In third, Mark Dobson. He'll be absolutely kicking himself after that one there. Should have held on to the lead, should have made the pass. The other 3 cars managed to do so, so he'll be having a reset and a bit of a rethink. But your race winner, Jason Gold out of Central Motor Speedway over Phil Burgess, Graham Williamson second, Dobson in third. Then we go back to Aaron Andrews, who landed in 5th place, also set the fastest lap of the race, a 17.1. He's in 5th, Darren McLeod 6th, Jeffrey Richardson 7th, Stu Miller in 8th, Paul Carr in 9th, and Barry Redpath rounding up your top 10. That is race number 1 of the afternoon, done and dusted here, as we thank some of our sponsors that support us here at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway. A big thanks to the ILT Foundation, the Aotea Gaming Trust, Community Trust South, and of course the Lotteries Commission, Stress Creek Southland, Blacks Fasteners, Alcala Motel in Dunedin, Beaumont Wholesale Meats, and K&D Automotive.
Stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, chip it. We hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, clean it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
If motorsport is in your blood, then Speedway Garage Palmerston North and Wanganui is your home away from home. From Speedway trivia nights, car reveals and good dirt track banter, along with great food that has our famous steaks, roast of the day and classic pub meals, Speedway Garage is the place to be. We look forward to hosting you at one of our 2 locations, 528 Main Street Palmerston North or 45 Anzac Parade Wanganui. Don't forget to check out the Pits TV Garden Bar. See you at the finish line.
Alrighty folks, welcome back to Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway. Creativity Plus Production Saloons rolling out on a track. Best beers this afternoon for the Production Saloons. Car number 21, Kenny Ballack leading them out. Tristan Mason there, car number 21, D out of Beachland Speedway. 16 is Aaron Reid. Car number 18, Avon Erskine out of Central Motor Speedway. 72, Blake Hamilton. 67, Dave McKenzie. 44, that is Shane Carson. Car number 49, that there is Stephen Broad. 17, Jared Dawson. 38, that there is Blake Murdoch. Car number 85, Hayden Skilling. Car 4 is Kahu Moxham. And car number 24 is Shane Wilson. So they are running best pairs here this afternoon. So we've got the 21D and the 17I. They are a combination. That's showing Tristan and Jared. Blake Murdoch, Hayden Skilling. 32 and 85 are a combination. 16 of Aaron Reid and Stephen Broad. 49, that's a combination. Blake Hamilton and Shane Carson. Strong combination there. Dave McKenzie and Kahu Moxham, that's another team. Avon Erskine and Kenny Ballack, the 2 oldest blokes out in the field, in the paddock there. So probably a combined age of about 205 between those 2 drivers. And Shane Wilson in car number 24, he's got the old ghost partner this afternoon. So
right, drivers, grid up now, thank you.
So Tristan Mason on the outside. Car number 21D, Kenny Ballack on the inside. 21I, of course, a former street stock racer for a number of years here at Riverside Speedway. Took a bit of time off and now he's back into it again. A couple of grandsons also racing in the youth saloon grade, so very much a family affair. Yellow flag has been brought in. Jason Jenner's getting the green flag all prepped and ready to drop. Heat number 1, best pairs for Production Saloons. 10 laps of action. Mason on the outside, Ballack on the inside. Watch for the 18 of Avon Erskine, the Southland Production Saloon champion, to get the big jump from row 2 as we go green. So Mason, the Thailand Balclutha sponsored machine, leads him down into turns number 1 and 2. Ballack in second place. Then we go back to Erskine, Reed, McKenzie. The big rear wheel drive Commodore there of Kahu Moxham, just struggling for a bit of grip around 1 and 2, but he's got the power down the back straight. Tucks in behind Stephen Broad. Out in front though, still Mason, car 21 out of Beachland Speedway in Dunedin, doing the business. Ballack lines him up on the inside. Can he get a run out of turn number 2? Gets on the gas. A drag race down the back straight. Hayden Skilling there getting a bit loose in the 85 machine. He's got Blake Murdoch on his outside. Then we go back to Carson, Dawson, Hamilton with issues in the 72. Car number 24, which of course is Shane Wilson. He's managed to get around Blake Hamilton. Of course, Hamilton is teamed up with Shane Carson, so it's all about collecting those points for the best pairs for the Creativity Plus Production Saloon. So Kenny Ballack out in front at the moment. He's teamed up with the 18 of Avon Erskine. He's in third, so it's a pretty good standing at the moment for that combination. Tristan Mason, car number 21, of course, he is teamed up with the 17 of Dawson. He's quite a wee way down the field. So Aaron Reed now. There's issues for Avon Erskine. We just put the mocker on him. He's dropped from third place down to about 7th at the moment. Ballack comes through, chucks it in nice and early, down into turns number 1 and 2. Mason still giving chase. Then we go back to Aaron Reed. He's got the wee Peugeot of Dave McKenzie on his outside. And then those 2 rear-wheel drive Commodores, the 85 of Skilling, the 4 of Kahu Moxham. They're starting to narrow down on Aaron Reed. Skilling all over the back bumper of the 16. They head down the main straight now. Dave McKenzie, car number 67, starts to gallop away, but Skilling, the rear-wheel drive, starting to come into their own here. You can just see them looking for that bit of traction out in the thick dirt. On the outside of the corners there, he starts to eye up. Dave McKenzie. Ballack still leading this one here. Mason in second place. Dave McKenzie just holding on to third, but he's going to come under attack as they come out of turn number 2. Dave McKenzie now Skilling with a big look up the inside. The front wheel of the 85 locking up as they go into turns number 3. Around 3 and 4, McKenzie. The little nimble Peugeot managing to hold off Hayden Skilling at the moment. Called it a Commodore, pretty sure it's actually an FG Falcon. Kahu Moxham, he's in the Commodore. He goes around the outside of Aaron Reed. So the lead has changed. Tristan Mason's managed to get himself in front of Kenny Ballack. A battle of the 21s at the front of this pack. Look at McKenzie and Skilling. They're starting to play into this one here as the laps start to count down. In fact, the white flag coming out this time around. So the top 4 cars come past and collect the white flag pretty much nose to tail. One more lap to go. Tristan Mason leading this one here. Ballack in second. Then we go back to Dave McKenzie. Skilling in fourth. Having one last lunge up the inside of McKenzie. Can't quite get it done. This is where the front wheel drive cars come into their own. And it's going to be Tristan Mason who takes this one here out. Kenny Ballack has to settle for second place. Dave McKenzie, a fast finish from McKenzie. He's teamed up with Kahu Moxham and Car Force, so some good points for that combination in this one here. But Tristan Mason, he just would not go away at the end of that race. He challenged Kenny Ballack the whole time, and he managed to get the chocolates at the end of that one there. Pulls over, grabs himself the checkered flag. Second place, Kenny Ballack. Electric Riverside Speedway, we have the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. Looking forward to this here. 3 12-lap heat races to decide a South Island champion. Luke Malloy out of Christchurch made the trip south. Car number 435 leads them out. Of course, he had a big rollover last weekend at Beachland Speedway. Of course, all of those drivers that were involved in the team's racing have undergone a medical clearance throughout the week. Hence why they're backing it up here. Some of them did, some of them didn't. The ones that didn't aren't obviously racing. Car number 416. That there is Jack Rarity out of Nelson, the 59, Brad Rosewarne, certainly one to watch here this afternoon. 846 is Peter Young, 73, Dwayne Tamaro, Jack Honeybone, the rock-sponsored machine, car number 934 out of Central Motor Speedway. Alicia Race in the 94, Luke Fellow, car number 131, Jenna Tree behind the wheel of car 10, Quinton McLeod, the Whiplash Racer, car number 12, car number 105, Ryan Demmix out of Blenheim, car number 88, Zane Tahuda, 77, Robbie Edgeworth out of Christchurch, car number 7, Shannon Simon from Beachland Speedway in Dunedin, Wade Sweeting, car number 151, 27 is Peter Knight, car number 6, your Southland Stockcar Champion Zach Newsham, and the 861 there, Jacob Bolton out of Central Motor Speedway. That is your field of stock cars here, folks. Ready to do battle for the South Island Stockcar Championship. It'll be an interesting championship because a number of these drivers, as I say, backing up from last weekend, so there'll be a little bit of inter-team rivalry from the teams racing last weekend. It's going to be interesting to see what unfolds. Luke Malloy there, car number 435. I think he's got a roll cage which is about 7 foot high. One of the tallest men in the stock car grade, so he's lined up down on the main straight there with Jack Rarity out of Nelson. Dwayne Tamaro, row 2 of the grid. Brad Roseworth, car number 59 in behind him. He's a 2-time South Island champion, won one of those championships right here at Riverside, so he's always in amongst the action. Jack Honeybone, successful here just a few weeks ago as part of the Rees Tour. So he's got some form going into this championship as well. Peter Young alongside him. Luke Fellow, part of the successful Central Coyotes last week at Beachland Speedway. Certainly some talent right throughout this field. Keep an eye on young Shannon Simon too, car number 7 out of Beachland Speedway. Wasn't in the teams racing last weekend, saving himself for the South Island Champs. Also car 77, Robbie Edgeworth, factory Hypermax stock car driver. Loves a big hit. He's out here as well. Set to go racing, 12 laps of action. Heat number 1, the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. And it's Rarity and Malloy down into turns number 1 and 2. A nice start there by Rosewarne. He's in 3rd place at the moment. Followed through there by Jack Honeybone. Everybody gets through turns 1 and 2 relatively cleanly at the moment. Quinton McLeod getting knocked around there like a pinball, falls to the back of the field. Alicia Race, she's taken out to the wall by the 105 machine of Demmix. But down into turn number 1 and 2, it's Rarity having a big look up the inside there of Luke Malloy. Gets the job done. Rosewarne starting to put pressure on the back of Malloy now as well. Down into turns number 3 and 4. Here comes Jack Honeybone. He's starting to become part of the argument early in this one here, but on the main straight, it is the man out of Nelson, Jack Rarity, who leads this one here. Starts to peel away from Malloy. Rosewarne with a big hit into the back of Malloy, sends him sideways down into turns number 3 and 4. Moves himself up into 2nd place and opens the door for Jack Honeybone to move himself up into 3rd place. Wade Sweeting, car number 151. He's come from well down the grid in this one here. Now currently sits in 6th place. McLeod on the infield. Dwayne Tamaro there as well. 2 of the local lads. Best of your local drivers here at the moment is Luke Fellow, currently sitting in 4th place. So he's having a pretty good run as young Luke. The Phantom Engineering sponsored machine. Honeybone now with a look up the inside of Rosewarne as they go down the back straight. Quinton McLeod gets a bit of company. He's a lap down though. Luke Fellow makes a move down the inside. In fact, cars sparing everywhere. Rosewarne was actually tangled up in that one, and he's lost a ton of spots, so he will not be happy. He's probably lost half a dozen spots in that manoeuvre. Peter Young looking pretty racy at the moment as well. He's got Bolton up in front of him, a Rosewarne behind it. Race leader on the main straight, the 416 of Jack Rarity, being chased now by Jack Honeybone out of Central Motor Speedway. Fellow up to third place. Then we go back to Wade Sweating. Shannon Simon, the lad that I said to watch a little bit earlier on. He's now moved up. He's up there with the leaders as well. The 105 of Ryan Demick. He's down on the infield. Of course, the rain throughout the week making that infield very, very greasy. Not helping these cars at all as we go red.
Red.
So I see Zach Newsham was stopped up there on turn number 3. So I'm not sure whether that was the reasoning for the red. That's the direction they're heading in. So it looks like it is Zach Newsham bringing out the first red, the reigning Southland Stockcar Champion. So the Branks Home Construction sponsored car 6 will head down to the infield. Chance for the drivers to reset, tighten the bounce, get ready to go for round number 2. First stoppage in Heat 1 of the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. Bit of steam starting to come from the front of car number 12 as well, Quinton McLeod.
416 in, if you can back it up, please. 416 in, back it up, please. Thank you. Keep going till I say stop, please. Keep going.
So Jack Rarity there, the race leader, being told to back it up. He grabbed a bit of spare real estate before the reds come out. In fact, he's grabbed a lot of real estate. He was on the main straight. He's backing around there.
Thank you. And 73.
On the exit of, or the entry to turn number 4.
Back up, please. Keep going till I say stop. Keep going.
Dwayne Tamara also being told to back things up.
Keep going, buddy. Long way to go yet. Go.
So, of course, if you haven't seen much stock car racing or any speedway racing, the drivers are wired up. They do have an earpiece in, so the Speedway New Zealand officials can communicate with them. Of course, they are a one-way radio. The last thing you want is 18 angry stock car drivers answering back. Robbie Edgeworth down here on the main straight, car number 77, looking for an easy pass on the way through of Peter Knight. Goes into the back of him, can't quite make the move. Your race leader, though, the 416, just ducks down the inside of Dwayne Tamaro. Then we go back to Honeybone, Sweating now up to third place. He's managed to get past Luke Fallow. Jenna Tree sent down to the infield on the 105 of Ryan Demick doing the business there as a race leader comes on through. That's Jack Rarity, car number 416. Edgeworth puts Peter Knight around coming out of turn number 2. So the race leader now goes down the inside there of the 77 machine of Robbie Edgeworth on the main straight. So Edgeworth down a lap in this one here. Sweating right in behind Jack Honeybone, giving him a bit of a nudge all the way down the main straight. Setting him up there. Bolton goes to the infield in the 861, so he's out of this one now as well. Through goes to Huda. Peter Knight on the main straight. Then the race leader, the 416 of Rarity, leading this one here. Honeybone still holding on to second place, but only just as Wade Sweating has a big look up the inside. This is the very last lap of heat number 1. And Sweating makes the move up to second place. Checker flag's going to come out, though, for the 416. Rarity takes this one here out. Sweating in second place. Then we go back to Jack Honeybone in the 934. That's your top 3. Heat number 1 of the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. Rarity taking it out. 1.7 seconds further back, Wade Sweating in second place. Then we go to Honeybone in third, Luke Fallow, the first year locals, home in fourth. Shannon Simon got himself up to fifth place, ahead of Luke Malloy in sixth, Brad Rosewarne in seventh place. Peter Young in eighth, Zane Tahura in ninth place, Robbie Edgeworth out of Christchurch coming home to round up your top 10 cars. Then we go back to Alicia Race, 11th, 12th Peter Knight, Ryan Zemix in 13th, Dwayne Tomorrow 14th, Jacob Bolton. Of course, he parked up on the infield there, 15th, 16th, Jenna Tree, Zach Newsham, Quinton McLeod are both down on the infield as well. Fastest car on track, Wade Sweating. So the checkered flag being handed to the 416 of Jack Rarity. He takes maximum points here in heat number 1 of stock cars. 2 more heats to go. 2 12-lap heats, of course. Total points taking out the championship. Because we did have a not a bad-looking entry list there at one stage, but everything seemed to go south after the teams champs last week, and a few drivers unfortunately not being able to get a medical clearance to come on down and run at this title. But not a bad field there all the same. Of course, for a lot of these drivers, a lot of stock car drivers, I've sort of hung up the helmet for the season. Woodford Glen all finished their racing up there, so a number of drivers already working on their cars for next year. So it's good to see these drivers that have come down and committed to this event. So, of course, youth saloons rolling out on track. These drivers, folks, aged between 12 and 16 years of age. They are the future of Speedway. A lot of these drivers, of course, second, third generation Speedway drivers. Either their grandparents or parents have cut laps at Speedway. Very, very good grade for the young ones to come through. Cheapest form of motorsport. Pretty much these cars below 1600cc, they get the full roll cage, all the safety gear that you would see any of the senior drivers wearing, the fancy helmets, the fancy suits, the harness belts, neck braces, gloves, the whole lot. So very, very safe. They do take a tumble from time to time, but they're better off doing it here under a controlled environment than doing it in the family car, leaning the keys off mum and dad and going out and getting a bit loose. So as I say, very, very cool grade. Here, Greenstone Park, I think in Greymouth and Beachlands all run the youth saloons, where a lot of other clubs run the youth mini stocks.
We've got 30 laps to go, haven't we, Darryl, before they'll get started. I think that was probably one of the longest production saloons lineup I've ever seen in my life, and I'm just down here in the pits, so I just may as well catch up with Jack Rarity. We've got 5 seconds here, boy.
100%, rip into it.
Well, he's got his hat on too. He's looking pretty slick down here. We'll let him get out of the car, of course, and not a bad wee start from the man that's probably come the longest distance, actually, from Nelson. It is Jack, mate. How are you, man?
Good. Yourself?
You enjoy that?
Yeah, a lot, actually. First time on the track, so yeah.
Was it a good track? Like, I mean, a lot of people have been commenting about this track, but you can say it's pretty good?
Yeah, there's plenty of drive in it. Yeah, it's seemed fun.
It's incredible. I think it's just going to be like that for the rest of the day. Obviously, a bit of water last night. Yeah. Did you rock in last night, or did you get it rigged down this morning?
Yeah, come in yesterday, so yeah. But yeah, I flew in and my parents brought the car down, so yeah.
Oh, you had it rough then?
Yeah, I missed my flight, so yeah.
It's a bit rough. Okay, so, and of course, anything else you're going to make changes to the car that's going to make it go a bit better, or are you pretty happy with the way it sits?
Nah, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, we should be all right. We normally just leave the same setup in it, and it seems to work, so yeah.
Keep it nice and neutral, eh?
Yeah.
All right, hey, any sponsors just quickly?
Dines Transport, Melbourne Motor Trimmers, Darryl Rarity Engineering, and Midwest. And the barbershop.
The barbershop. Can't forget the barbershop, eh?
Yeah, looks like the barbershop do a pretty good job on Jack there by the looks of it.
Yeah, look at it. I think they got ripped off, the barbershop. Hey, look at the state of the man.
How does he get a hairdresser sponsorship? Seriously.
I'm not sure. Maybe that's the end of the season thing. You know, you might only get one haircut a year or something, eh? All right,
you might say haircuts are a rarity.
Oh, nice play on words. I'll catch up with a couple of the other boys while you get through this youth saloon race. Let us know where we can go again, eh?
So youth saloons just lining up there at the moment. So set for a race start. Blake Fox Miller on the front row of the grid. Car number 10 out of Beachland Speedway in Dunedin. He's got Isaiah Stretton on his outside in the 63 machine. Then we go back to, of course, the Thompson crew there. Vander Thompson in the 31. Axton Thompson in the 41.
Lights are out.
Hunter Kyrgyzoo, car number 86, a new car for him this afternoon. Lockie Robertson, car number 97, won the King of the Coast up at Greymouth there just a few weeks ago. Dylan Rawcliffe, car number 78. Ryder Harris, car number 42, that immaculately presented Suzuki Swift. Noah Kiddo in the Cool Trans machine. Car number 27 out of Beachland Speedway in Dunedin. Car number 9 is Lucas McCaddy. Jackson Haggerty, of course, I think it's his first meeting here at Riverside. Another one of the Dunedin drivers. Holly Murdoch on his outside. Green lights. And racing. The Wallistown Motors. Youth Saloon are best pairs, and a nice start there by Isaiah Stretton. Leads him off around turns number 1 and 2. Good to see the 16 of Savannah McCaddy back out on track as well. Her car was absolutely written off mid-season, and they've done the big rebuild. So good to see Savannah back out on track, gathering a bit of confidence out there. Car number 41 leaping in the air down there. That was Axton Thompson, the second of the Suzuki Swifts in the field. Ryder Harris manages to sneak past him. Kiddo looking pretty racy down this back straight. Harris having a big look up the inside. Can't quite make it stick. Natalia Lapsley, car number 95, the Lightning McQueen, a looking machine. About to go down a lap here. She's a new driver. You can see the wee flag waving on the back of that car on the Mentor program. Just gives the race leader plenty of room to sneak on past. Lockie Robertson looking racy at the moment. He's in second place, trying to chase down Isaiah Stretton. Stretton second at the King of the Coast a few weeks ago. Lockie Robertson first. So they're the two cars that are leading this one here. A little bit of nose to tail contact there between the 31 of Vander Thompson and Ryder Harris. Axton Thompson having a look on the outside. Alia Richardson now coming under a bit of pressure as well from the race leaders. Isaiah Stretton goes to the outside of Savannah McCaddy. Down the main straight. Look at Kiddo. He started to work his way through the field here. The Cool Trans machine out of Beachland Speedway in Dunedin. Currently up into third place and getting a nice run out of 2. Having a bit of a sniff up the inside there of Lockie Robinson. Jackson Haggerty just up in front of them. The race leader Isaiah Stretton just holding on. He really needs to make a pass on Haggerty, and he does so right down the outside. It's going to be all about who contends with the lap traffic the best. Blake Fox-Miller, he gets past there. He was holding 4th place, so Ryder Harris now moves up into that 4th position. Of course, he's teamed with the 96 of Holly Murdoch. So down the main straight, it is still car number 63, Isaiah Stretton, who leads this one here. He's teamed, of course, with Alia Richardson. Kiddo now in second place, car number 27. He's teamed up with the 41 car of Axton Thompson, who's still in a pretty good position at the moment, so a good haul of points for that combination as they go down the outside of car number 14, which is Maya Lapsley, another second-generation driver. Stretton doing a great job here, though, in the 63 machine. I can't remember him winning a race here at Riverside before. Could this here be the first time he picks up a race win? Couple of laps remaining. Wallistown Motors, Youth Saloons. Harris now having a big look on the outside of Lockie Robinson and Noah Kiddo. They duck up the inside of Tyler Mansell as we go yellow. So that's the debris down there in between turns number 3 and 4.
I was just down here with Jack Honeybone. Is there a yellow out for them at the moment?
Yeah, they just got to move a bumper off.
I've got a bumper on the ground. I was just talking to Jack Honeybone. I'll catch up with him very shortly after this race, but he's actually saying, got to keep an eye on turn 3 and 4, Daryl. She's starting to open up a little bit up there, but he reckons the rest of the track's got a bit of drive in it. So yeah, we'll catch up with him as soon as we've finished this race.
Yeah, excellent. Cheers, Jace. Of course, Jason Gutteridge there, the most controversial man in Speedway at the moment.
Right, so
Hey,
in
Jace.
front we have 63, 27, 97.
No, I'm going to rip the piss out of him. Seriously. You know, I'm not the most controversial. I am the controversial person in Speedway, mate. You know, I keep you guys on your toes, eh?
Oh, do you what? Do you what?
Anyway, you worry about getting those races through, mate. I was just saying before, you know, like that production saloon race is the longest build up to a production saloon race in history, I think.
Yeah, it did drag on just a little tad.
It happens like that though. Like you go to the tracks with all the great intent in the world to get it all done, but there's always something happens, and I think you alluded to it. You know, there was a whole 3 or 4 minutes of gridding up, and then a guy decides to pull up to the
Take the 3 minute bell. Yeah.
And he could have done that 3 or 4 years. Yeah, it's a bit of a hard case, but hey, at least we're racing today, eh? That's probably the main thing.
Absolutely. And
I'll shut up now because I'll get in trouble.
big weekend actually for
Everywhere.
motorsport down here in the everywhere. I mean, we've got Taupo V8s happening, so we've lost a few club members that have gone up to watch that.
Yes.
I could actually see them behind the trees at the moment. A pretty good crowd over at Teretonga Park for the George Begg meeting over there. So
Are you going to go there tomorrow and have a look?
I don't know.
Some good cars over there. I went and had a look
I've
yesterday.
heard.
So some amazing cars over at the George Begg. And if those people in the crowd got nothing to do tomorrow, make your way over there. It'll be just as cold, just as blustery as what it is here. So you might as well make a weekend of it, eh?
Absolutely.
Over to you, boy.
So set for a restart. This time around, green flag set to drop. What do we got? 3 laps remaining. Can Isaiah Stretton hold on to win what I believe would be his first race win here at Riverside? He's going to have to work for it because Kiddo's made a nice move right down the inside. Stretton didn't put any defence up there at all, and Robertson's gone through as well. Ryder Harris, he got off to a flyer at the start of that one. Now looking up the inside of Isaiah Stretton. So Stretton licking his wounds early in this one here as he's dropped from first down to fourth in 1 lap. White flag is out. Kiddo leading this one here. Lockie Robinson, wee bit of Morse code on the back bumper as Ryder Harris sneaks up the inside. Can the 42 make it stick? They're side by side in around turn and number 3. A little bit of contact there between Harris and Kiddo, but they're on the main straight. The 27 of Kiddo takes it out. A nice drive by Harris to get home in second place. And the 97 of Lockie Robinson home in third ahead of Stretton. A good battle there. Of course, that caution really tightened things up at the top end of town and made for one heck of a finish. So once again, your race winner, car number 27, Noah Kiddo out of Beachland Speedway. He takes this one here out. Ryder Harris in second place. Lockie Robinson in third. Isaiah Stretton fourth. Vander Thompson fifth. Axon Thompson in sixth place. Dylan Rawcliffe up to 7. Blake Fox Miller 8th. Holly Murdoch 9th. Hunter Kyrgyzstan rounds up your top 10. That is the Wallace-Town Motors Youth Saloons race number 1 done and dusted. Coming up next, heat number 1, Top Gun for Street Stocks.
I have to wait my turn, Daryl. They said, Jason, don't get on the bloody microphone and start interviewing people because we haven't finished our crap yet. So, it's on me now, actually. There we go. All right, so we thought we'd take the time out to catch up with this man here. This is, of course, Jack Honeybone. He got second, I think, in that race there. Did you get second?
No, Wade got me at the end. We got third, but we were right up there. It was pretty good, to be fair.
You've actually come a long way this season. So for those people that don't know, I'm interviewing the 934T car of Jack Honeybone, who lives in Auckland, who registered to Cromwell, who's the car's based in Invercargill. So he's a bit of a tart. So it's what we've noticed this season. You seem to have really taken off and been really, really good in the car. What's been the difference? Has it been the seat time?
Yeah, absolutely, 100% seat time. We've had next to no time in the car until sort of the battle. We didn't really race until the Battle of the Stocks, and then we had 2 or 3 weeks of real hard racing with the Rees Tour. And then the more time you spend in the car, the more comfortable you get, the more you get the feel for it. And yeah, it's kind of come right at the end of the season, which is a shame, but that's all right. It's the way it goes sometimes.
Well, the problem is it's also probably the last time you're going to be racing this car as well. There's a wee rumour that car might be moved on, and there's a new one on the jig.
Yeah, we're not quite sure what we're going to do with that one yet. Obviously, we spent a bit of time in the North Island, so it might be a little North Island car, South Island car situation. But this is the last proper full-time meeting in that car, and we're excited to get a new one, a bit of fuel injection and some shiny new bits. So hopefully it's just as quick as that one, if not a little bit quicker.
It's a bit of a job for you, obviously, because you are based in Auckland. You are one of the program people or whatever it is for the Rock, and you're flying down here to do all this racing. And have you noticed a bit like us? It's not exactly cheap to be flying around this countryside, eh?
No, it's not. We kind of look at the calendar as early as humanly possible and get those flights booked straight away, because then it's kind of $100, maybe $120 a flight. If you get any closer, or if something changes at the last minute, then all of a sudden it becomes $250, $300, $350, $400, and it just becomes unattainable. So we book them in nice and early, and it means we can get around the country a little bit.
Okay, so we'll talk about the track now. Of course, you were saying that something might open up a little bit later on in turns 3 and 4. Track looked like it wasn't going to be very good as when we arrived, but obviously a bit of work from the team has certainly got at least to a raceable standard, because it looked like we weren't even going to race there for a while, eh?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you've got to be off the pole line in 1 and 2, because she's pretty muddy down there still, but it's still super drivey through 1 and 2, and it was fast through 1 and 2. Fast going through 3, but then there's a little bit of drama in 4 you got to watch out for, and if your car's kind of angled up the wrong way, it kind of feeds you at the fence a little bit. So there's a little bit opening up in 4, but apart from that, it's a pretty good race surface, all things considered.
Absolutely, and of course they're doing a bloody good job actually. The last couple have been pretty good, and I know you had a reasonably good track for the Rees deal, but dusty I think in the first one, but it come right and had some really good tracks. And obviously it's pretty topical because that's some of the things that people have been discussing about Riverside Speedway, is the fact that they did a lot of work to the track and they're just kind of getting on top of it now, thanks to Owen Dixon and Joel Kuguzu and those types of people.
Yeah, it was awesome. When we were here for the race tour, it was mint. It was flat as. It was one of the best tracks we raced on, to be honest. It was smooth, no issues, drivey, went a little bit slippery at the end, but that's what happens with a racetrack. So, yeah, credit to them. They're doing a good job, and at the end of the day, you can only work with what you've got, and sometimes it's a little bit tricky, and we don't know the answers. I couldn't do it.
I know. It's a science almost, isn't it? Right, well, what are you going to do to make changes? You said it was something a bit bouncy or not quite right in the right rear or left rear or something?
Yeah, we're loading up on the right rear a little bit loose, so it wanted to kind of spin out just a touch, so we'll tighten it up and we'll go out again, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
There we go. Hey, well, best of luck. Hopefully we talk for you for the win later on today. You deserve it. You've gone so well, but there is one car that he's a real pest, actually. It's that 151 car of Wade Sweeting. He's very, very fast and a very talented driver, and kind of think that he might be the one that'll be giving you a bit of grief as the meeting goes on.
Yeah, I think so. Him and Jack are both very, very quick, and obviously Wade's got a lot of accolades under his belt. I think the South Island is one he hasn't won before, so he'll be gunning for this one for sure.
Absolutely. What do you reckon, Daryl? Not a bad week conversation, that man, is he?
Oh, absolutely. He's got a voice for radio, mate. Has he ever thought about that?
He's got a voice for radio. I think he'll have to work on it. He's certainly got a face for radio.
Got a face for radio.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
what have we got on track, boy?
He's one to watch. So, heat number 1 of the Street Stock Top Gun. They will do a couple of heat races, and it'll be reverse grid next time they come out. And then, of course, the top 10 cars will come out and battle it out a little bit later on for the Top Gun. We'll take a look at the cars on track. Car number 22, Tyson Thomas. Car number 97, of course, one of the Marshall twins. That is Clay behind the wheel of that car there. Steve Dryden, the 3NZ. Car number 10, Dylan McCaddy, of course, debuting that car, the BA Falcon here this afternoon. Looking forward to seeing how that goes on track. Amazing bit of kit. I had a look at it in the pit area before, and I tell you what, it's very, very well built. Car number 427, Jacob Glossop out of Beachland Speedway up the road there in Dunedin. Benji Smale, 2NZ, talking to Benji before the meeting today, and that's what he said. He's looking forward to coming down here and supporting us this weekend at Riverside, which is very, very cool to see. Car number 4, Jono Bauer. Car number 46, also out of Beachland Speedway. That there is Robert Ryder. Car number 38, JD Delaney behind the wheel of that machine. AJ Lapsley in the 14. Alan Finch, former New Zealand Street Stock champion last year. He's behind the wheel of car number 118. That thing is an absolute rocket. Car number 12 out there, that is Sean Hughes, young Frotto, behind the wheel of that machine. Car number 24 on debut here this afternoon, Zach Hughes. He only put the motor in that car last night. They were still doing all the timing and bits and pieces in the pit area there when I caught up with him a wee bit earlier on. Of course, usually a bit more of a burnout man, but he's decided to get rid of the burnout car and jump into street stock racing. And Scott Lyons out there, car number 96 as well. So that's your field of street stocks. 2 heats, then we go to the Top Gun a little bit later on. So Top Gun pretty much works 10th car on points, races the 9th car on points. They do a couple of laps. The winner of that stays on track. Next car comes out. So a bit like a pole shuffle, but it's a bit of a glossed up way. We call it the Top Gun. So we see Marshall on the front row of the grid. That's Caleb Marshall, car number 88. And the 46 machine there of Robert Ryder. So it's an all Beachlands front row. Slightly smaller field than what I was commentating last weekend at Beachlands. 30-odd street stocks on the grid there for the Battle of the Street Stocks. What an absolutely fantastic meeting. It's all about the Top Gun here this afternoon, though, at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway. It's Street Stocks.
Lights are out, lights are out, lights are out.
A set to go. 10 laps of action. Ryder on the outside gets not a bad jump. Delaney in behind him. Thomas looking for a way up the inside of Delaney. There, of course, a former youth saloon driver. He gets a bit of a nudge around there from Marshall. So he's sent down to that very, very greasy infield. Zach Hughes gets his first bit of a tidy up, courtesy of Jono Bauer. Out in front, though, it is the 88 machine of Caleb Marshall leading the way. Race leader Robert Ryder pinged down to the infield there. Dryden chasing hard. He's in second place at the moment. Then we go back to the 97 of Clay Marshall. He's got Benji Smale in behind him. Then we go to McCaddy and Finch. McCaddy, he'll be a bit nervous of even getting a scratch on that machine. She's at shiny car number 10. Then we go back to Delaney, AJ Lapsley, Sean Hughes, Glossop, Scott Lyons. He's got a bit of frontal damage on that machine as well. He's had a bit of a nudge out there with someone. So Dryden now leading this one here. The 88 machine of Caleb Marshall holding second place. Then he's got those couple of guns out of Beachland Speedway, the former New Zealand champion Alan Finch and the current 2NZ Benji Smale. Trying to chase down Steve Dryden. Took him 51 years to get a small number on the side of that car number 3. Also the current Southland Street Stock champion. He's got lap traffic up in front of him in the form of Scott Lyons and of course Thomas. Oh, Dryden's lost the wheel. In fact, he's gone over a wheel down the back straight, so it's not actually his wheel. I thought it was his for a start, but I'd imagine we'll have to go red for that wheel that's sitting down the back straight. Just trying to see that there will be off AJ Lapsley's car number 14. Dryden absolutely launched down the back straight. So Dryden was airborne. I wondered what had happened because he wasn't hit by anything, but of course it was that wheel. Originally I thought it was actually off his car. So that'll drop Dryden down the order slightly. Those cars that he was keeping a bit of a buffer on, now parked up ahead of the 3NZ. Crash crew just making sure that all the drivers are all good for the restart. So it looks like Zach Hughes, car number 24, may get some assistance here down in between turns number 1 and 2. Of course, running reverse direction. So no, he's obviously signalled that he's all good to go. Of course, if you've never seen street stock racing before, they are running the opposite direction to what every other grade has run here. So pretty much what happens, folks, is when they pull out of the pits, they will get told to run a certain direction by the clerk of the course. They never know what direction they are going to be heading in, so they can't set the cars up in any sort of particular way. So running clockwise at the moment. I'd imagine we'll see them anti-clockwise next time out as we get racing once more, and Smale gets into the back of Finch, spins him around, and that's allowed Dryden to get back into the lead of this race. So the battle up front at the moment between the 3NZ and the 2NZ as Smale gives Steve Dryden the big nudge. Heading out of turn number 4, Dryden goes down to the infield, pops back out behind the Marshall twins, both Caleb and Clay. Caleb in the 88, Clay in the 97. McCaddy there now as well, so a nice wee move there by the 2NZ of Benji Smale just to unsettle that front wheel drive Mitsubishi of Steve Dryden. So Dryden moves himself back up into third place as the 97 of Clay Marshall. Oh, in fact, we've got a car over. It's Finchy down here in turn number 4. So Scott Lyons involved in that one as well. So Alan Finch in the 118 goes over. Didn't actually catch that incident. Not too many people have managed to put Alan Finch over in his career. Ross Cooper there, I don't know whether he's about to try and push that over by himself or whether he's having a yarn. Probably talking, I'd imagine, if it was Ross.
You're going to get a replay of it anyway, Daryl. The guys in the TV van caught it pretty good. So, it looked a bit weird, that one, actually. So I think I was a bit like you. I didn't quite get the whole gist of it. I'm actually down. I'm going to go and talk to Jason Jenner in a minute. Obviously, we've got a message from Regional Ford for him, so we better go and talk to him about it, eh?
So just going to check out the replay here, courtesy of the Pits TV. So it was Scott Lyons on the inside of Finchy, and Finchy actually rode over top of that. Was awkward. He basically rode over the bonnet of Scott Lyons onto his side, and then just sort of slid all the way to the the wall on the side of his car. Very, very weird rollover indeed. So I was giving Scott Lyons the credit for rolling Alan Finch, where Finchy sort of did it all himself. Very, very gentle roll up on his side, and just wee bit of a glide out to the wall. So Finch will be absolutely livid because he got that outside assistance there to get back on all fours, so he needs to go to the infield. But that car there, I'd imagine it'll be a quick spanner check, and he'll be out for heat number 2 of the Street Stock Top Gun. Just looking out the commentary box window, and there's young Deacon Borthwick out there, and he's got one of the worst haircuts that I reckon I've ever seen. Bald on top and party at the back. Also a former street stock racer as well. Of course, young Deacon's got no idea that I'm talking about his haircut. He does now. He's telling me it was a number 1 that he got on top. Looks like he's got someone's cat that's been run over stuck to the back of his head.
It's all good when you're on a microphone taking the piss out of people, Daryl. Let's take the piss out of Daryl, shall we, mate? He's having a bit of a comment about your hair. I don't think he has to worry about his hair now. Look at his face. It's gone absolutely bright red, Daryl.
Match the same colour as his hair, the young fella.
He's always done it ever since I started racing.
Easy target.
Suck it up, deal with it.
Suck it up, deal that he reckons, Daryl, eh?
Oh, he's good, yeah. Good lad, young Deacon. Takes it well. He doesn't have an option. As we go green once more. So Benji Smale, the 2NZ, leading this one here. Dryden giving chase. McCaddy starting to get a bit of confidence in the 10 machine now as well. You can see him just challenging Steve Dryden. This is his first meeting back in a couple of seasons, McCaddy. Trying to chase down Steve Dryden. So head down the back straight, lines him up. White flag about to come out. Sean Hughes just getting a bit loose down there. Car number 14. Smale goes through.
Red's on, red's on, red's on.
Go red once more. So that'll be for Glossop and the 427, I'd imagine, parked up down there on the inside of turn 2.
14D, can you move back?
You see
one car
Steve's
length, please?
brakes, eh? We always give him grief about red lights. Did you see how long it took him to see that red light? I think it was about 3 laps later and he pulled in finally.
Yeah, well, he was a wee way behind Benji Smale, but he's parked up alongside him. He's been pinged. They caught him.
I do know his mechanic. He probably didn't do the brakes properly, knowing him. He's another number 1 haircut specialist, eh?
He only did one brake. That's what he's telling me.
One brake. Oh, yeah, right, that's cool.
Steve's handbrake, she's actually up here counting the laps. She can't hear me, which is good.
Absolutely. I feel sorry for that woman. Actually deserves an award, doesn't she? I mean, seriously, to put up with him.
Yep.
Hey,
absolutely.
Between his mechanic and him, he really has no life, does he?
So Glossop now down on the infield. Car number 427 out of Beachland Speedway. So Benji Smale being told to back up there as well. So he was obviously deemed to have stolen some real estate.
Lights are out, lights are out, lights are out.
So of course, we go green. Dryden gets into the back of Smale. onto the main straight once more. Dryden with a big look down the inside of Smale. Couldn't quite get the overlap down the inside. McCaddy gives Bauer just a little bit of a nudge. That sends Bauer off into Scott Line, so a nice wee move there. Checkered flag, though, about to come out. The 2NZ of Benji Smale. Looks like he's the man that's going to get across the line in first place in this one here. Dryden home in second place. That was a good battle. And McCaddy debuting that car here this afternoon. I reckon he'll be pretty happy with that result. Comes home in third place. So pretty eventful sort of a street stock race. Heat number 1 of the Top Gun. All about making that top 10, which a few cars parked on the infield won't be too hard by the looks of that one there. Those cars all are banking points. So I can see, we look at the results here. Benji Smale taking it out. Car, in fact, that's not quite right. Steve Dryden in second place. Car number 10 was in third. So those results I'm looking at on the screen there, all over the shop. Looks like we're going to head down to the flag stand. Young Mr. Gutteridge is going to have a yarn to our flag man.
Look how he turns away, eh?
Oh, yeah,
we just got a message from Regional Ford for you. They reckon they got a new seat for you, Goobs, and it's just the beer carton, because they reckon it's probably just going to be as good, eh? He doesn't want to talk, Daryl, eh? He's usually got plenty to say, but nothing to say today, eh?
Absolutely speechless.
Yeah, that's unusual for him. But at least today, unlike the last couple of meetings, he's got the flag colours right. So that's a bit of a bonus for you, isn't it, Jason?
Actually, I missed the white flag then.
Did you hear that? He missed the flag.
I did notice it, and I didn't want to say anything.
One job, eh? Just one job. But hey, you can't do it without these volunteers anyway. So, Goobs, thanks very much for what you do. They told me to give you a water, so I haven't really done much with it. So, yeah, you can drink it. It's unsealed. Sealed.
Very much.
That's Goober Jenner. For those that don't know, he's the flag man. Lots of volunteers required to run a meeting at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway, as throughout the whole country. So can't do it without them. And he's not the best looking flag man we could get, but it's the only one we could get. So that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and Jason's one of the first guys. Every time we see a Facebook message come out saying, hey, we need a flag man, or we need a hand doing this, or someone in the tow trucks, if Jason's not racing, he's the first to put his hand up and volunteer, which is pretty tough sometimes to find volunteers. So big ups to Goober, and of course all the other officials that are here, and the volunteers that are helping us out today. And of course, if you want to get involved in Speedway, whether it be volunteering here or whether it be a Speedway New Zealand officials role, do flick us a message on Facebook here at Riverside Speedway, because there's a role here to suit I'm going to say just about everyone. I'm actually going to say everyone. We'll have a role here for everyone. Whether or not you want to get involved in the, as I say, the officiating side, you might even want to come along and be the commentator. Come along and give it a go. And, yeah, be part of the action, because, of course, we've got one more meeting left, then we start planning for next season. And we'd love to have you as part of the Riverside family for 2025-26. Seems scary having to say that there. So, folks, coming up next, round 2 of action. We're going to see heat number 2 for the best pairs for the Saloons. Of course, Jason Gold taking out heat number 1. Bagged some good points there for his combination. Aaron Andrews just rolling out on track here. Mark Dobson, car number 51. Out of Riverside. Then, of course, we got Phil Burgess, the 15 out of Central Motor Speedway. Gas Wallistown Motors machine of Jeffrey Richardson, car number 53. Jason Gold, your Heat 1 winner, car number 88 from Central Motor Speedway. Paul Carr had a bit of a boil up at the end of the last one. He's car number 11 out of Beachlands. Car 21, Graham Williamson. The Flying Scotsman, Stu Miller. Darren McLeod, the Custom Homes, car number 24. Joshua Richardson behind the wheel of car 11. Barry Redpath, life member here at Riverside, car number 64. Of course, Barry's got quite a good collection of saloons and super saloons and bits and pieces. That there is one of the first Stouths that Mark Osborne actually built that Barry's had for some time. So it's good to see him roll it out of the shed and cut some laps here this afternoon. One car that I have noticed missing out there is the second of the 88 machines out of Riverside, Justin Blackman. So he might have run out of breath, the big fella.
How much time have we got, boy? Have we got
Just lining up at the moment, Jace, so if you've got someone to have a yarn to, you probably got a couple of minutes.
I found Lawrence down here. So, Steve, I see you're doing all right, and then Benji Smale got you.
Well, it didn't help. There's a wheel underneath me, did it?
Yeah, I did see that. Obviously, somebody's wheel come off and you hit it pretty good. We got a good shot of that. Actually, quite thanks for that too, by the way. Car, other than that, going all right. I see there's a big chunk missing out of here. We'll get the cameraman to swing around and have a look. Look at that.
Oh, it's just a dent, isn't it? It just knocks out.
Exactly that. What's the track like? Is it pretty fast and drivey out there?
Yeah, on certain lines, but you don't want to go too wide, you don't want to go too narrow. It's pretty sort of 1 or 2 lane traffic.
Yeah, the boys have been obviously working hard to try and get everything sorted out. Anything too major after hitting that tyre?
Nah, nothing. No, it'll be fine. I think the car, as long as that wheel didn't do any damage, will be fine. But hey, the track's all right considering the amount of rain we've had. Well, last night it pissed down, and yeah, I'm surprised it's as good as it is.
Well, you live out here, so you know what that's like. I see you had a wee bit of a crack at lining up Benji Smale, but didn't deliver the final blow. You getting off soft in your old age, or what's the story?
Should be right. Another day.
I think Tiff was telling me you're getting soft in your old age, but I wasn't sure what she was thinking or talking about, so we'll leave that alone. Oh, first of all, I just got a warning for that one. All right. So tell us, good sponsors on the car, obviously. Who looks after you, bud?
Yeah, we've got Troy, runs Rage down in Otapuny Ave there, sponsors me. You've got Steve's Autos, of course. You got old Daryl Shuttleworth, old one Daryl with his Shuttleworth Motorsport Media, mate. You know, those stickers look pretty good on there.
He's telling me to just settle down, Dryden.
Oh, why? I don't see why. I didn't put them on there, so I'm not guilty. Not me.
I noticed you didn't stop anybody from putting them on either.
I wasn't here when it happened.
Isn't that convenient, Daryl?
Oh, yeah, he's always got an excuse. There's always something there.
He says you've always got an excuse and always something there.
Yeah.
Any changes to the car? You happy the way it's going?
No, just run the way it is. That's it. Yeah, just go out there and have fun.
Righto, Mr. Viagra. We'll catch you later. Have a good one.
Steve Dryden down there catching up with Jason. A couple of dodgy characters down there having a yarn. Medigutteridge at the moment, the clerk of the course, just signalling a one more lap to go. Graham Williamson and Darren McLeod from the front row of the grid in this one here. The Flying Scotsman, Stu Miller, car number 10, placed 4th at the New Zealand Saloon Championship. He's got Aaron Andrews on his outside. Mark Dobson, Phil Burgess, line up from row number 3. Jason Gold, Jeffrey Richardson from row 4. Then we see Redcliffe and Josh Richardson. And then Paul Carr at the tail of this field. Best pairs on the line this afternoon. Defending champions car 10 and car 15. Williamson leads him down into turns number 1 and 2. But the Flying Scotsman, Stu Miller's gone with him. Darren McLeod washes out wide. A little bit of nose to tail contact between Andrews, Burgess and Richardson. That's allowed Jason Gold to work on the outside. You can just see that bit of a bump coming out of turn number 4, just unsettling some of these cars at the moment. A big move by the Flying Scotsman. Stu Miller sails right up the inside there of Graham Williamson in car number 21. Williamson fighting back though. Dobson in 3rd place. Then we go back to McLeod, the old 89X Tirana. Great looking machine, especially when he gets it hooked up. Gets that wheel up nice and high. Dobson looked pretty racy coming out of turn number 2 there. Pulled up to the back of Williamson, but Williamson pretty quick under brakes down there on the entry to turn number 3. He now closes up on the Soper contracting machine of Miller. About a half a car length between those two cars at the moment. Williamson on the gas. Stu Miller, little bit wide there. Williamson might just hit that bump, and he does, but it's managed to just catapult him into the front end of Miller there. So Miller had to pull out of that one there, and it's now allowed Mark Dobson in car number 51 to close up to him. So Williamson leading. Then we go back to Stu Miller. Dobson in 3rd place. Aaron Andrews attacking the outside of Darren McLeod. They'll drag race down the main straight, but Aaron Andrews manages to sneak past McLeod. Then we go back to the 15 of Burgess. Jason Gold in the 88, then Jeff Richardson in the 53. Barry Redpath looking a bit racier in this one here in the South, car number 64. Then we go back to Carr and Josh Richardson on debut, of course, here this afternoon in this car. So Williamson now starting to pull a bit of a gap over Miller. Aaron Andrews looking racy with just over 3 laps to go. Through comes Williamson. Down through turns number 1 and 2. Dobson Not quite close enough to put pressure on Stu Miller. Need to be wary though of Aaron Andrews, currently in 4th place, but he's been the raciest of those cars in the mid-pack. Jason Gold now having a bit of a look on the inside of Phil Burgess. Bit like Dobson before, not quite close enough to make a move. White flag comes out, 1 more lap to go. Heat number 2, best pairs for Saloons. Dobson again closing that gap on Stu Miller. Half a straight length up the track though. We see Graham Williamson just fans the throttle around turns number 1 and 2, and he banks himself a race win. Stu Miller home in 2nd place. Mark Dobson in 3rd ahead of Aaron Andrews. Then we go back to the 24 of Darren McLeod. Jason Gold with a nice finish there. Managed to get across the line ahead of Phil Burgess in the 15. Then we go back to Richardson and Redpath. But a well-driven race. Graham Williamson takes this one here out. He did slip back to 2nd at one stage, but he takes this one here from Stu Miller in 2nd place. Mark Dobson in 3rd. Aaron Andrews in 4th. Darren McLeod 5th. Jason Gold 6th. Burgess 7th. Richardson 8th. Redpath in 9th, and Joshua Richardson rounding up your top 10. Graham Williamson, your fastest man on track with a 16.954. That is heat number 2 of the Saloons, done and dusted here at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway.
I thought I might catch up with Benji Smale while I was down here in the pits. I'm about to go and catch up with Finchy too to see if there's any much damage from his car after that wee rollover. But you were the winner of that race. Give old Jordan a bit of a snot to get him out of the road and move on and get the checkered flag. Happy with that one?
Yeah, and I was quite happy. We started off the back and sort of didn't know what the track was going to do, but yeah, it is what it is. It's not that bad out there.
It's a couple of people saying 3 and 4 is probably the dodgiest. It might open up a little bit later on, but you're finding that?
Yeah, there's a big hole down low in 3 and 4, but sort of, yeah, car length off the pole line, I think. It's pretty good.
All right, so what's the plan for the next race, eh?
Yeah, I'll just try to keep going forward. I'm starting 2nd row next race, so we'll see how we go.
Were you off the front in that one?
I was right off the back.
Oh, were you? And you got all the way to the front. Oh, that's a good effort.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Oh, so you got we were just talking off camera about this car, and it's not even your car. So you're thinking that you might have to get a car sorted out. Well, my suggestion was buy this one because it seems to be doing the goods for you this year, isn't it?
Yeah, there'll be the easy options, just buy this, and I don't have to bloody spend all winter building one. But yeah, we've just started one, and obviously got the stock car to try and get out there as well. So we'll see how we go.
Haven't really seen you out in the stock car since that big snot at Huntley Teams here a wee while ago, and that obviously knocked the jubibas out of you. You're all good for that now? Did you get much, kind of a little bit of lasting damage there, just not quite keen to get in it just yet?
No, I'm keen as to get in it. We, sort of went to go do the engine in that off-season, and yeah, there's a bit of terminal damage and just couldn't afford to fix it. So, but the body took a wee bit to get right, probably 10 weeks and a few headaches, and we're good now.
It's always the way, isn't it, when you get those big hits? It wasn't the most, I suppose, legal hit that was a hit on you, but at the end of the day, we just get on with it, move on, and will we see you back teams racing again?
Oh yeah, that's the plan. So hopefully we get the Dunedin boys back together and make it happen next season.
Well, I think the old Coyotes team are doing a pretty good job for the Southern boys. They seem to be, making a bit of a name for themselves, and I suppose the Dunedin, once they got a team, if it was their own team, they'd be a pretty formidable team, hey?
Yeah, there's a few cars, that'll be back out next season, and obviously the Coyotes, they're going real well. They've got some good guys behind the scenes with the organising stuff, so hopefully we can follow down that road.
Good sponsors on this car here?
Yeah, obviously we've got Shay's sponsors that are on it, Rotodig and Tyre Man. Then my sponsors are Bateman Motorsport, Michael Jones and Emma Jones. They sponsored me.
A few others as well. Hey, thanks very much, Benji. I'm going to leave you with it. I'm going to go catch up with Finchy. I know we've got productions out, so they'll take 20 minutes to get sorted out. Is that a second warning? No? Oh, no, I've got to wear that one. We'll try and catch up with him. I don't know where he went. Where has he gone? He keeps disappearing. Where's he gone this time? Finchy, where are you? There he is. He's trying to hide. Come here. Come on. You can't do that to your car without us having a bit of a chat to you about it there, boy. What happened there?
Oh, yeah, we just needed a wee nap.
Oh, so you didn't quite go right over, so we slide on sleep, was it?
Yeah, it was pretty gentle, eh? Just trying to get through traffic a bit fast. But oh well.
Oh, well, you've learnt now, don't do that again.
Yeah, pretty much. Just got to try finish the next one to get in that top 10.
And the car's absolutely no damage from it, so it obviously was a bit soft. I mean, you just think you just rode the bonnet of somebody and went on your side and slid on for a wee bit, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, as I say, just trying a bit too hard to get through there.
I notice even though you're not wearing the 1NZ, though, you're still doing a lot of racing around the countryside, which has got to be quite good. Obviously, you're still pretty keen to get down and do a bit of racing.
Yeah, we've just been having fun, even when we did have 1NZ racing everywhere, so just decided to carry on. Like, we're up in Blenheim next weekend and Nelson, and then Cromwell after that, I think. Still a few meetings.
Absolutely. Oh, good to see you representing. Any sponsors you want to thank?
Thank myself, MV Motors and BNT, and there's a few names on there. Soper Electrical, A1 Auto Spares, and my crew that follow me around and fix all the stuff that I wreck.
Absolutely. We have to get people to tell the sponsors, because Daryl's eyesight, it's pretty much gone now, because he's getting into his late 50s, and so he struggles to see them, so we give everybody the opportunity to be able to obviously give the sponsors out. We're
going to start putting them on the cars in Braille.
He's going to start he wants you to put your car sponsors on in Braille so he can feel his way through. He's got a habit of feeling things up. But anyway, hey, thanks very much, Finchy, and best of luck for the rest of the meeting. Daryl's ripping the piss. Best luck for the rest of the meeting, mate.
Yep, cheers.
All right, there he is, Alan Finch. Daryl, sorry about that.
Unbelievable, pretty much an unprotected species up in the commentary box here today.
You won't be unprotected for too much longer, boy.
Of course, Pits TV, they were meant to be in Wanganui this weekend doing a meeting up there. It's such a shame he didn't go, to be fair. Shane Carson leading them around. Stephen Broad on his outside. This is the Creativity Plus Production Saloons heat number 2 of best pairs, and a nice start on the outside by Broad, car number 49. He's teamed up with Aaron Reid in the 16, who's down the other end of the grid there, working his way through as well. Carson in second place. A nice start there for Blake Murdoch as well. Moves up to third. He's got those 2 rear-wheel drive machines in behind him. Kahu Moxham in car number 4. Hayden Skilling in the 85. But it's Broad who leads. Picked himself up his first race win a couple of meetings ago. Of course, he's a seasoned veteran here at Riverside, but he finally got to pick himself up a win. Kahu Moxham got the big tank slapper happening coming out of turn number 2. Got in the crosshairs there of Kenny Ballack, who ducks down the inside. Ballack manages to sneak through the inside there of Kahu Moxham. The FG Falcon of Hayden Skilling tucks in behind Ballack. Avon Erskine back out on track there, car number 18, trying to work his way through the pack. He's got past Dawson. Then we go to Mackenzie, Reed, Mason and Wilson. Out in front though, still Broad, car number 49, the Vexus Upholstery sponsored machine leading the way here at the moment. Carson's looking racy, car number 44. For Shane, another season campaigner in the production saloon grade. He's pretty much run every model Commodore there is to run in production saloons. Loves his racing. He's in second place at the moment, but he's under all sorts of pressure from Blake Murdoch, currently holding third. Kenny Ballack, he's been the big mover in this one here. He's managed to pull away from Skilling and starting to put a bit of pressure on the cars battling it out for second and third place. No Blake Hamilton in this one here. I see he's here as a spectator just in front of the control towers. Issues with the 72 machine. Stephen Broad still leads away. Look at Kenny Ballack now all over the back of Blake Murdoch. So he's made some big ground in this one here. Tries to stick the nose up the inside going into turns number 3 and 4. Broad gets the power. Oh, there's issues for Stephen Broad in the 49. The race leader goes to the infield, so that now hands the race lead over to Shane Carson. He'll have that little bit more motivation now that he's got clear air. But here comes Ballack once more with a look up the inside of Blake Murdoch. A little bit of contact between those two cars, just side-to-side contact, door handle to door handle. Through comes Carson. The Crichton Sandblasting and Painting sponsored 44 machine. Ringing the neck of the Holden Commodore down the back straight. Murdoch giving chase, then Ballack. Then we go back to Skilling, who's looked racy. Chucks it in sideways to Skilling. Avon Erskine, he's back in 5th place. Then we go back to Reed, Mackenzie, Mason, Moxham and Wilson. White flag getting a bit of a dust off, so it's going to come out next time around. Can Shane Carson in the 44 hold on? Just feathers it around turns number 3 and 4. The white flag comes on. So does that pressure, added pressure over the very last lap. Skilling goes to the outside, washes out wide. He's in 4th place. There's a couple of car lengths between Carson and Murdoch. Kenny Ballack with one more look up the inside of Murdoch. This could all turn to tears, but it's going to be Carson who takes this one here out. What a drive. Shane Carson and Skilling came from 4th up to 2nd place. I'd need to look at those results again to see who got 3rd between Ballack and Murdoch. That was very, very close, but Shane Carson, well done, my man, taking home a race win here. Race number 2 for the Creativity Plus Production Saloon Best Pairs. What a drive for Carson. Kenny Ballack, in fact, it was. It got across the line in 3rd place. Carson says, where's the checkered flag? He's going to go around and celebrate this one, folks. Carson taking it out over Skilling in 2nd, Ballack in 3rd place, Blake Murdoch in 4th, Avon Erskine up to 5th, ahead of Dave McKenzie in 6th, Aaron Reid 7th, Tristan Mason 8th, Shane Wilson 9th. Rounding up your top 10, Kahu Moxham. Put your hands together, folks. He doesn't get too many of these, so when he does, we need to celebrate it. It's car number 44, Shane Carson, taking out heat number 2 of the Creativity Plus Production Saloon.
The right machinery and attention to detail is what it takes to produce precision engineering. At Phantom Engineering, they can do exactly that. Whether it's a race car or trailer build, or even alterations, through to anything you need built for the home, your work, or the farm. Come and chat to our team that will take the hassle away. The right gear, the right knowledge, and the right team. Phantom Engineering, 317 Waihola Highway, Melbourne, New Zealand.
If you break it, we can fix it. If you want it, we can build it at Phantom Engineering.
Hessel's Poultry Farm is a family-run business situated in the heart of the Horowhenua that produce over 800,000 eggs a week to your community. With 60 years experience, this 4th-generation business know how to look after their customers. They truly are locals looking after locals all over New Zealand. Head into your local supermarket and make sure you ask for New Day free-range eggs or morning harvest eggs. Hessel's Poultry Farm supply fresh, quality eggs to your local community. They are the pride of Foxton.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway. This is the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. Heat number 2. Stock cars rolling out on track. Not a bad crowd in here this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. Don't forget, of course, get around and support our food vendors here as well. Get a bit of tucker off them. Warm up the insides on what is a bit of a cool autumn afternoon here at Riverside. Don't forget, of course, next meeting, the final meeting of the season, Saturday, 3rd of May. We have the Demolition Ramp Derby Memorial Meeting for stock cars, street stock, saloons and 6-shooters. Promises to be an absolutely fantastic day out to bring down the curtain on the 2024-25 season. Of course, one of the last titles, SNZ titles, to be decided here this afternoon. It is the South Island Stockcar Championship. And of course, we've seen Jack Rarity take out heat number 1. He'll line up a little bit further down the pack this time around. Quentin McLeod, car number 12, will start from the front row of the grid. He's got the 105 out of Blenheim Speedway. Ryan Demix on his outside. Then we go back to Zane Tahuta, the Tahuta Engineering sponsored car. Great looking car. The factory Hypermac driver there, Robbie Edgeworth, starts from row number 2. He celebrated his 21st birthday this week as well, so we must wish him all the very best. Wade Sweeting, car number 151, starting mid-pack in this one here, 3 rows back. Just trying to see who that is on his inside there. That may well be Shannon Simon, I think, car number 7. Peter Knight there as well in the 27. Bit of a gap there as well, so we are missing a car in this one here. Bolton in the 861. Luke Malloy, car number 435 out of Woodford Glen Speedway. Brad Rosewarne, two-time South Island Stockcar Champion. Peter Young, the Young Engineering and Marine sponsored car. Self-built car, new to him this season. You also see Jack Honeybone down the back of the field as well. Luke Fellow there, Jenna Tree, the 94 of Alicia Race. So it may well be Dwayne Tamaro that's missing, the 73. There is a car down there on the inside that I can't quite see. In fact, no, there's the 416 of Jack Rarity, so we are missing Tamaro. As we go green, the 105 of Ryan Demmix leads him down into turns number 1 and 2. In fact, that Zach Newsham who's missing Tamaro is out there, so unfortunately Newsham out of this one. Car number 6. So McLeod, he's gone from the front of the grid down to the back. Looks like he's struggling to find a gear down there at the moment. Some mechanical issues. Look at Shannon Simon though, looking pretty racy. That's car number 7 out of Beachland Speedway, looking for a way up the inside of Demmix down the back straight. He has shown some great form in the last few meetings, has Simon. He picked up a heat win right here at Riverside Speedway as part of the Rees Tour. And now he finds himself a leading heat number 2 of the South Island Stockcar Championship. They go down the inside there of Quinton McLeod, who decides to give this one here away. Heads down to the infield. So Demmix still in second place. Then we go back to Zane Tahuta. That great looking 88 machine out of Beachland Speedway, currently holding third place. Then the Anderton decorating machine. Car number 77 there. Robbie Edgeworth just coming under a little bit of scrutiny at the moment from Wade Sweeting. Sweeting down the inside of Robbie Edgeworth. Luke Malloy battling it out with Jack Honeybone and Peter Knight. They're side by side down through turns number 1 and 2. Here comes Shannon Simon with a big look down the inside of Dwayne Tamaro. Manages to put a lap car between himself and the rest of the pack, but it's a sizable gap there at the moment. The battle for second, third and fourth is absolutely red hot though. You've got Sweeting, who come into this event a hot favourite, now moves up to second place. Tahuta behind him. Then we go back to Demmix. Your Heat 1 winner, Jack Rarity, finding a way through now as well. He's got past Edgeworth and Jack Honeybone. So the cream's starting to rise to the top in this one here. Heat number 2 of the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. We are at the midway point of this championship. Tamaro gets a bit of a tidy up there from Brad Rosewarne down the back straight. He's just up ahead of Honeybone and he gets a tidy up in turn number 4. Parks up down there. Hopefully they can get both those cars moving once more. Just trying to see who else was tied up in that one there. It was the 105 machine that got tied up in that. So I'd imagine we're going to go red here with that car stranded on turn number 4. That's Dwayne Tamaro.
Hold your position. Up. 435, back it up please. 435C, back up please.
So a chance once more for these drivers to reset.
Come forward and do a loop.
Think of a plan of attack for the remaining 4 laps of this race. Dwayne Tamaro with a bit of a tangle up there with Ryan Demmix. Demmix managed to get away. Tamaro unfortunately didn't. He will head down to the infield. Quinton McLeod down there as well, car number 12. Of course, only one more heat of the South Island Championship to come after this. Luke Malloy just being told to back it up there in the 4.35. He grabs some extra metres. Apart from that, everybody looks to be set and in place for the restart. Pretty tidy racing so far for the stock cars. That, of course, could all change when it comes to heat number 3, when cars that are no longer in contention for the South Island Championship becoming involved. And who does become the South Island champion? So Jason Jenner drops the green flag as we go racing once more. Shannon Simon, car number 7, looking for a way up the inside of Bolton in the 8.61. Simon leading this one here. He doesn't want to get tangled up behind Bolton because he's got Sweeting right there as well. Bolton looking to play the spoiler in this one here. The Phantom Engineering machine out of Central Motor Speedway. Sweeting's right there, and he's all over the back of Simon with one more lap to run. Up the inside of Bolton. Bolton sends Simon down to the infield. That's allowed Sweeting to sneak on through. So Simon, he'll be dark on Bolton for that one there, but it's given Sweeting the... in fact, we did have the white flag out, but that's disappeared again now. So, bit of a premature chucking out of the flag there by Jason Jenner. Couple of laps to run. Sweeting comes through. He's got a sizable gap now. Rosewarne up to second place. Then we go back to Shannon Simon. Zane Tahura. Bolton there, of course, he's out of sequence in this one here. Robbie Edgeworth, the next car. So Jason Jenner, of course, he got practice putting the white flag out a couple of laps ago. He's put it out again this time around. Checkered flag, of course, comes out for Wayne Sweeting, car number 151. Takes this one here out. Rosewarne home in second place. Then Shannon Simon has to settle for third, but he'll be absolutely gutted because he had a sizable, or a handy lead, you should say, but he got held up there by Bolton, which allowed both Sweeting and Rosewarne to sneak through. So Wayne Sweeting takes that one there out. 2.5 second win over Brad Rosewarne. Shannon Simon in third. Zane Tahura fourth. Jack Honeybone, another good result from the back of the field, up to fifth. Luke Fallow in sixth place. Jack Rarity seventh. Luke Malloy in eighth. Peter Knight in ninth. Ryan Demick in 10th place. Jenna Tree 11th, Jacob Bolton, of course, he was a lap down, 12th place. Robbie Edgeworth in 13th, Alicia Race 14th, Peter Young 15th, Dwayne Tomorrow 16th, and of course Quinton McLeod parked up down there on the infield. So there we go, folks. Heat number 2, South Island Stockcar Championship, brought to you by Barclay Engineering and Fabrication.
Well, Wade Sweeting, I'm not sure what was happening between those two Dunedin guys, but they certainly made it nice and easy for you. Bolton pushed Shannon Simon aside and let you get through, and a very, very good win in that one.
Yeah, that was good. First start of that race wasn't too good for us. We dropped right back, but managed to come through, and yeah, I don't know what's going on over there, but oh well,
we won.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because obviously you got the right result, and that puts you first and a second now for the South Island title. So it must put you right up there in points, and that's not really a good place to be either, is it?
Nah, not really. If it is what it is, you got to be the best. You got to beat the best. So yeah, it is what it is.
Well, some people would say that you're the best here. So we couldn't get anybody decent, so we got you to come along. So tell us, car's all right. Where do you start off with the next one?
Yep, car's all good. We start off grid 7 the next one. So yeah, we'll just see what happens and have a beer afterwards.
Absolutely. Well, you might be having a beer, but you might have to hold back a wee bit. Might have a bit of a speech to do first. So you got to, I suppose, put that in the back of your mind as well, don't you?
I think I'll just get you to do that, Jace, if that's all good.
Daryl's a good talker. He'll be right.
If Jace does it, we'll still be here at 10 o'clock.
Apparently Daryl's saying if I did it, we'd still be here at 10 o'clock, so it's probably not a good idea. So no changes to the car. You happy with it?
We'll just tighten it up a wee bit and, yeah, do the belts up tight for the next one and, yeah, bring it on.
What's the track like out there?
Track's actually pretty good. I thought it was going to be really wet that first race, so I loosened the car right off, but it kind of went off that first race. So it was really drivey and really wet, not wet, like dry. Yeah, it's good.
Usually when it's not wet, it is called dry. Just saying. All right, mate, good sponsors on the car as well. Obviously, we're well supported there. But, yeah, thanks for coming down, by the way. I think you were just saying before about drivers that come down, and you've sort of come not the furthest, but you certainly come, well, you did actually, because you come from bloody Blenheim, don't you?
Yeah, we did. Big thanks to Ken Nell from Donaldson Civil for helping us out, getting us down here. That's awesome.
Well, good stuff, righto. Best of luck for the last one, buddy. It might be the last one you do for a wee while, so you may as well make the most. But you're doing more racing for the rest of the year?
Yep, Nelson next weekend, the team's against Nelson Thunder, and I've somehow made it into the KB Cowboys, so maybe the last Palmy meeting.
I'm going to go to last Palmy meeting, so I'll be looking forward to that. All right, that is, of course, Wade Sweeting. He was your winner from heat number 2 of the Barclays Engineering South Island what are we doing? Stockcar Championship, isn't it, Daryl? Somewhere around there. I see that Brad Rosewarne's here as well. Let's just interrupt him a little bit. Brad, just before I disappear, what was going on with the car there? I noticed you started up playing with the gear selector. Is there a problem there?
Oh, no, just the power steer. Sounds a bit whiny, but we'll just send it. Yeah.
My girlfriend's a bit whiny, but I don't get rid of her. So, I probably should, yeah. So, car's going all right, though?
Yeah, yep, everything's good. Yep. Long way to come, but yeah, cheers for the guys that travelled, and yeah, we'll put on a show in the last one.
Absolutely. Where are you sitting, do you know?
Oh, I must be somewhere around about 4th or something, so I'll have to pull a decent one out for this last race.
Well, you're not top on points, and I was just saying away, that's probably not where you want to be at the South Island Stockcar Championships, and the way that the Dunedin guys are going bashing each other, it could be a pretty good win for good haul for the Christchurch team.
Yeah, hopefully they just bash each other up and leave us alone, eh?
Well, that's what they've done so far. Have you had much contact in those first 2 heats?
No, I've been pretty good, avoiding it. Yeah, looking ahead and making sure I don't plough into it. But yeah, no, it's good.
Good stuff, right, mate. We'll leave you to it. You're talking to Wade, so we won't hold him up for too much longer. So yeah, that's right. One of these guys that travels down, that Wade Sweeting, we're talking about him, and he actually lives in Blenheim. Did you know that, Daryl? And no. The car is, he's actually. Contracts to Christchurch because he's got a better chance of getting into the bigger teams racing that he really enjoys doing. So in order to be able to teams race, Blenheim don't actually have a team for teams racing. So the only option was for him to go to Christchurch. And a couple of years ago, this man was out for quite some time. He broke his back. At Coke and Woodford Glen Speedway during a race. It was he sort of stopped and it was a bit of a late hit, and so he's definitely come back with a vengeance, I suppose. He's got it really cranking right up. Did you notice Jack Rarity not so good in that one for some reason?
Yeah, he still picked off a few spots with a start down the field a wee bit more, so it'll be interesting to see what the points wash up is at the end of that one there. So
I'm just coming over here on the replay we just did. We noticed that under that red light, the 861 car passed the 7D car. So Shannon, what the fuck was going on there?
Oh, well, just got a bit confused, and you never know who's after you, so went into a bit of defence mode, and then next thing comes, I'm sitting third, not first by half a lap, so...
Just incredible, because I would have thought that Dunedin guys would be working together to try and make it so that you guys get through and then sort out all the other stuff later on, but obviously not quite the way.
Well, there's only 2 of us, you can't really blame us.
Well, I suppose, yeah. But what's the, you must be still up there on the points haul, so where are you sitting, do you know?
We've had a 5th and a 3rd, so there or thereabouts, just try and finish the next one and hope to get on the podium.
Well, that's all you can sort of aim for at the moment, eh? But car's going all right. It seemed that you obviously had quite a good lead on the rest of the field in that last one until the interruption, so to speak. We'll call it an interruption, shall we? Did you notice that he went past you on the red?
Yeah, no, I did see that, but that's when I went into defence mode because he didn't take me on the corner before, so I was just like, oh, yeah. But yeah, no.
All right, so what else is anything else wrong with the car? You quite happy with the way it's going?
Oh, like, it's going fast, but in the first race, all the gearbox bolts kind of like flew out, and we were just lucky to finish that one where I did. So other than that, car's going mint, so can't complain.
Absolutely. Hey, well, best of luck in the last one, mate. You can still do it, so you can still stand on that podium, so that's what you'll be up to, eh?
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
All right, there we go. That's young Shannon Simon. Has Goober finished his water yet, Darren, or he seems to be mucking around a wee bit?
No, still no one out there. I noticed there was a lolly scramble, which no one actually told me about, but what made me laugh in the lolly scramble, I just realised how limp-wristed Chris Kurgizer was when he was throwing those lollies into the crowd. I've never seen someone so limp-wristed.
Does it surprise you, though? Like, seriously,
not
does it
at all,
surprise
mate.
you?
Not at all. It did not surprise.
Another one of those hard-working volunteers, though, man. That boy puts some hours, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Crazy amount of hours into this place.
I'm trying to catch up with Luke, but he's disappearing. So we'll try
It seems to be a thing when people see you coming towards them, they seem to disappear.
Oh, no, he didn't. He did.
Don't know why.
Well, you can't miss that guy, though. Have you seen this? Look at this roll cage. You get the cameraman to swing around. Hopefully my director's on it. Look at the size of this thing. I mean, this is actually made out of leftover parts of the Invercargill water tower. That's how, that's how big it is. I mean, this thing's massive. And, yeah, so we'll catch up with the man. Because there's a few welding marks and bits and pieces in here, mate. Is that you've been a bit rough on the car this year?
Yeah, that's what happens when you do 25 meetings. The car gets a bit beat up and knocked around. But, no, we're still here, still going.
I now know how Bianca feels. Short and bloody tall. Look at the state of you, man. Jesus. So are you happy with the way the car's going? I mean, I see you in that last race, so you had a bit of a brush with the wall down the back straight. No damage from that?
Nah, no damage for that. It was just hard to fucking keep it in a straight line without spinning out. And yeah, no, it's going all right.
You had a bit of a yeah. Bring that over here. We got a resolution here. I like resolution people. Right, we'll start. There we go. Hey, boy, here you go. We need one for the cameraman now. We'd probably stand on the roof.
Yeah, because all we can see is right up both your nostrils, to be fair.
Daryl's just saying all he can see is both of our nostrils now. There's okay, so yeah, so obviously that bit of a rollover last weekend. Did you get much damage from the car?
No, it only blew one of the cat's eyes off the shocky, and I lost a bonnet pin and a wee bit of damage to the cage, but we got that sorted. But no, it was quite a big tumble, and it was good first team's experience.
That's pretty much what a lot of people don't understand, is that it is your first team's experience and stuff. But, I mean, what we have noticed over the last couple of seasons, you sort of started off okay-ish, but now you're starting to sort of find your form a wee bit and getting used to this car and getting used to how the thing handles and all that sort of stuff, huh?
Yeah, every day we're always learning new things, and I'm not going to get better without getting seat time. So seat time is a big thing we try to do through the season, packing as most meetings we can and running with big fields up in Christchurch. Yeah, it's all a part of it. Like, you can't just go out here and race with 10 cars and expect to go win a New Zealand title heat type of thing.
Absolutely, but of course you've contracted to Christchurch even though you live down here, and that's obviously to be able to be the best, you've got to race with the best and get used to how they go. Big fields of stock cars up there, and not uncommon to see 25 to 30 stock cars there, 40 even, so it's obviously a good place for you to be able to learn your craft, huh?
Yeah, no, it is so good up there. Like, everyone's so welcoming. If we need a workshop or a place to stay or do a bit of work on the car, all the guys up there are real helpful and that.
Well, you got a lot of people to thank. Obviously, mostly your old man, because he, lets you do all this sort of stuff and puts the money into the car and all that sort of stuff. You're going to keep this car for next season and buzz around the place?
Yeah. This car will be away again this next season. So, hoping for another full action-packed season at the Glen.
What about New Zealand's and where are they? Christchurch, actually. So, yeah, so it's at your home track, so to speak. So, no home track advantage, though, because you're not really from there, are you?
No, I've only been racing there 2 seasons, so slowly getting the hang of it. It's a hard track, too.
Absolutely. Good sponsors. Who looks after you, bud?
The old man, Nigel Malloy Joinery, he's allowing me to come away racing every weekend and the time off and that. And then also Queenstown Carpet Court, old Neville, he's one of our main crew chiefs, and he comes down from Queenstown to every meeting. And DJH, Dale Honeybone, he helps out with the car and that. Young engineering, he's a bloody good engineer. He's done the cage and all the steel work on it. And Donut Race Motors for giving us a capable engine to be able to run at the top of the field.
Good stuff. Well, hey, congratulations there on just having a good run so far. We'll just see what you can do, and we'll leave that alone right there. Got off that stall, go give it back now. That's a good thing. I should keep that for Bianca, I reckon. But yeah, no, she's all good to go. But anyway, Daryl, has Jason come back yet?
Yeah, he's here. He's back on his stand. He's waiting for you to stop talking so we can go racing.
I doubt that very much.
Of course, young Luke Malloy, originally a youth saloon racer here at Riverside, and it is youth saloons who have rolled out on track. Of course, sponsored by Wallistown Motors. So as we mentioned before, really is the starting ground for a lot of drivers. And young Luke, of course, cutting his teeth in this grade originally, so really, really cool.
I must apologise for the couple of F-bombs too, by the way. One slipped out of my mouth before, and Luke does it all the time, so it's nothing new for him. But yeah, don't you get that disease, will you, Daryl?
No.
They can only really complain about one person. I'd rather it be me than you.
Well, it's funny because I usually swear like a pirate, but I've never dropped one, or a swear word. While I've been commentating, I accidentally might have called 6-shooter something at Cromwell, but it was an accident as well.
Yeah, they don't take it as an accident, though.
No, they don't.
Sometimes your mouth goes ahead of your brain. That's literally what happens. And when you're trying to get these interviews, and obviously you with your commentary and stuff, and you get a bit carried away, it's not uncommon, to be fair, and we haven't got a bleeper button.
And it's passion. It's all about passion. As we go green, best pairs for youth saloons here, and a nice start there by Ryder Harris. Leads him down into turns number 1 and 2. Dylan Rawcliffe off to a flyer as well. He's in second place. Picked up his first race win of his short youth saloon career just a couple of meetings ago. Kiddo in third place at the moment. Then we go back to Lucas McCaddy. Holly Murdoch off to a flyer now as well. She sits down on the inside of the main straight. Blake Fox-Miller with a big look on the outside. Oh, a wee bit of contact there between Isaiah Stretton and the 31 of Vander Thompson. Axon Thompson up the inside there of Stretton as well. So a little bit of the El Constantina effect down there with the youth saloons in that battle. But your top 3 cars go to the outside of Natalia Lapsley in car number 95. It's Ryder Harris leading the way. Kiddo trying to find a way past Rawcliffe. Rawcliffe, he's got a lot of confidence at the moment. He's been a great young driver so far this season. Through comes Ryder Harris. Rawcliffe in second place. Then we go to Kiddo, Murdoch, the 2 Thompson cars, the 41 of Axton, the 31 of Vander. Then we go to Lockie Robinson, Lucas McCaddy, Isaiah Stretton, Blake Fox-Miller, Hunter Kurgazoo. Car number 98, Quinn Sargent, his first season of racing as well. Then Tyler Mansell, car number 74. He's up ahead of Alia Richardson. Jackson Haggerty there in the 489. Then back to the race leader, Savannah McCaddy. She comes under pressure now from those 2 cars battling for second and third place. Sits down nice and low. Lets those faster cars through. The 24 of Amelia Hope Thomas in behind McCaddy at the moment. Ryder Harris, though, he's managed to put 2 cars between himself and the car in second place. He's off to an absolute blistering pace down the main straight here. The Lawson Forestry sponsored Suzuki Swift. Oh, just gets a little bit sideways coming out of turn number 2. Manages to hold on though. So does Rawcliffe. So some of these cars starting to get a little bit loose coming out of 2. Rawcliffe doing a great job. He's in second place. Alia Richardson and the Wallistown Motors machine just up ahead of him. Alia looking a wee bit racier today as well. Her first season of youth saloon racing. Rawcliffe with a look up the inside there of Richardson. Manages to sneak through. Kiddo still holding third place. Ryder Harris now having to negotiate some of those lapped cars. He's got Sargent and McCaddy both up in front of him. Just needs to be patient. He's got a bit of a buffer on Rawcliffe. 4.4 seconds at the moment, the gap between first and second place. So he just needs to be patient here. Trouble there for Holly Murdoch, car number 96. She was as high up as 4th place here at one stage, but right front, flat tyre on car number 96. Just circulating there, trying to score some points, I think. Harris comes through. White flag is out around turns number 3 and 4. And it's going to be Ryder Harris who's going to get the job done here in heat number 2 of the Wallistown Motors Youth Saloons, Kiddo just got the nose ahead of Rawcliffe for second place. That was a good battle though, Rawcliffe just dropping a spot, but it's showing that he can start to run with the big guns. Harris takes it out, Kiddo in second place, ahead of Rawcliffe, Axon Thompson in fourth. Lockie Robinson got himself up to fifth place, ahead of Isaiah Streeton in sixth, Vander Thompson seventh, Hunter Kurgazu eighth, Blake Fox Miller in ninth. Rounding up your top 10, car 9, Lucas McCaddy, fastest driver on track, a 19.839, goes away of Ryder Harris. Race number 2 of the Youth Saloon, best pairs done and dusted here at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway.
And congratulations to Jason Jenner for getting the right flags.
Wasn't that a mess before, eh? He even fooled me.
He's mimicking some word, I'm not sure. Oh, well. That's what it's, hey, like at the end of the day, at least somebody's doing it, eh?
100%, what we keep saying.
Everyone has accidents, but thankfully, there is always someone there that can help fix your problem. Fraser and the team from Elite Wheels in Christchurch can put your wheels back to the way they should be with state-of-the-art equipment and operators that will have you back motoring in no time. Custom fabrications is their specialty, from wheel manufacturing and whitening to suspension manufacturing and modification. Elite Wheels have you sorted. Elite Wheels is also the preferred repairer for all major insurance companies. Drop down and see the team at Elite Wheels, 240 Annex Road, Christchurch.
It doesn't matter how hard the job is, we suck it up and get it done. No matter how dirty our hands have to get, we suck it up and get it done. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.
Ryder Harris was a really good drive on this pretty immaculate-looking CS Roofing sponsored Suzuki Swift. What's with the Suzuki Swift? This thing goes all right, doesn't it, Ryder?
Yeah, it goes all right, eh?
And so, obviously, you've been in the youth saloon class for a wee bit of time now. How many more years you got left to go before you have to bugger off out of it?
I can do 2, but I can also do 1 if I want. This is my second season at the moment.
Second season. Tell me a bit about what you're going to do after this. Are you planning on staying in Speedway, or are you just going to move on and that'll be it?
We'll probably go 6 shooters after youth, and then hopefully sprint cars one day.
I think the old man will have to sell a few more roofs to get that old sprint car out, won't he? Alrighty, so what's the track out there for you guys like? Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's drivey, fast, a few bumps and stuff, but it's mint.
Are you underpowered? What sort of motor's in this thing? It's obviously just a standard Suzuki Swift because you're not allowed to do too much with them, but it seems to go bloody quick, or is it the driver, do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, maybe a bit of both. But it's a newer car, so it's obviously going to have a bit more to it, but yeah.
Enjoy the old youth class?
Yeah, it has its ups and downs, that's right.
Do you get to travel, like obviously Beachlands and stuff have them as well? Do you go up to Beachlands much?
Nah, just that one time a season with the Tri-Series, so yeah.
Good stuff, mate. Hey, you got some sponsors. You got a few on them, so who do you want to thank there?
I'd like to thank Harris Sons and Graphics for the livery on the car, Dad at CS Roofing, Dig at Earth Moving, Kyle Shearing from up Central Otago, Lawson Forestry, Clive Wilson, KH Fabrication, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, according to Daryl, you need a hairdresser, mate. So can we get a sponsorship for a hairdresser for this man? And that's awesome, mate. Well done. And where'd you get in the first race?
Second.
Oh, you're going pretty good. You might just about be able to do this, eh?
Yeah, hopefully.
I've just jinxed you, though. And Daryl just spoke about you, so he's jinxed you as well. He's good like that.
Bloody hell, Daryl.
All right, street stocks are up. Thanks very much, Ryder, mate. Well done. And not a bad wee car, this, actually. They've done a good job of putting this together, Daryl.
Yeah, it's a cool piece of kit, isn't it?
Yeah,
really cool.
And some of these
it's
names.
almost that next generation of youth saloon that's coming through now that these older cars are starting to get harder to come by.
Absolutely.
That's what we're going to see. So street stocks on track. Heat 2 of the Top Gun. Scott Lyons on the front row of the grid. Look at Benji Smale. Started at the back of the grid last time around. Took a race win. He starts from a second on the grid. A lot of gaps out there. It's all about where you finish in the 2 heats, where you end up starting in that Top Gun, bit like a pole shuffle. A little bit fancier though. Smale leads him around turns number 1 and 2. Look at Finchy trying to narrow that gap. Of course, there's a big rollover down the back straight there. That's Tyson Thomas. Scott Lyons involved in that one there, but Thomas was absolutely dealt to down there. I only caught the tail end of it, but I seen arms in the crowd going up in the air, and I thought something's going on here. And yeah, Tyson Thomas, I think it is, of course, former youth saloon driver. He's gone down to the infield already, car number 22. Parked up down there. Bit of shrapnel down there in the form of a bonnet down on the main straight.
Yo, Gerald, I just might interrupt. There's obviously some bit of clean-up to do out there, is it? Oh, okay, so I've rolled over and come back on again. We're going to catch up with Noah Kiddo after this race, so let us know when we're ready to go. We'll have a chat to him.
Too easy.
96, come off 2, please.
So Scott Lyons also being sent down to the infield. He was also involved in that one there. Sort of busy watching the leaders in that one there, that battle that was happening up front, and all the action was happening down the back straight. So that's the bonnet off car number 96 that was collected down there. AJ Lapsley looks like he's going to get a helping hand down to the infield as well. So as I mentioned before, top 10 cars go through to the Top Gun final. At this stage, we might be lucky to have 10 cars to even put through.
Lights are out, lights are out,
So
lights are
set
out.
for a restart. Alan Finch in the 118. Just bogs down a little bit off the start there. That's allowed Benji Smale on the outside to sneak on through. They're side by side. Finch and Smale around turns number 1 and 2. Dryden and McCaddy going toe-to-toe as well. The two Invercargill cars. That's the battle for 3rd and 4th place. And we go back to JD Delaney. Car number 38, the 97 machine of Clay Marshall. Just sitting out on the wall, just circulating here at the moment. Caleb Marshall goes up the inside, as does Glossop in the 427. So Marshall just collecting points as he circulates. Out in front, though, is still Alan Finch, the MV Motors machine out of Beachland Speedway, former New Zealand street stock champion up to just a couple of months ago. Smale holding second place. Dryden and McCaddy. McCaddy must be stoked with the way that car's performed here this afternoon. As we mentioned, he is on debut in car number 10. Had about a bit of a skid here a couple of weeks ago, just as a bit of a practice, bit of a shakedown, you might call it. And he's looking pretty racy at the moment. So Finch starts to pull away from Smale. Dryden will be chasing pretty hard to get up to Benji Smale. Of course, it was Benji Smale that gave him a bit of a tidy up in heat number 1 of the street stock Top Gun. Dryden will be trying to get up there just to unsettle Smale. McCaddy in 4th. Then we go back to Delaney. The 97 of Clay Marshall down another lap. He's about 3 laps down at the moment. Caleb Marshall, car number 88, goes through. He's being chased by Glossop. So Dryden just edging ever so closer to Benji Smale. That's your battle for 2nd and 3rd place. Dryden's managed to pull away now from McCaddy. His sights firmly set on Benji Smale, the 2NZ. Laps counting down though, 3 to go. Alan Finch, a casual Saturday afternoon cruise here at the moment. He's got off to an absolute flyer. Here comes Dryden with a big look down the inside of Smale. Gets it done with ease. Down the back straight, Steve Dryden. Smale lets him through. Tries to reel Dryden in, but Dryden plenty of power behind the 3NZ machine. Well, he's just gone a little bit high and wide, though, coming out of turn number 2. Not quite close enough for Smale to make a move on him. JD Delaney goes down to the infield. Car number 38 out of this one here. Finch just circulating there at the moment. Not really pushing too hard. The white flag out. He's going to bank some good points in this one here after that. Bit of a rollover in heat number 1. That'll push him up the order as far as cars for that Top Gun goes. But onto the back straight, at the main straight, here once more. Alan Finch takes this one here out with ease. Steve Dryden, the 3NZ, home in second place. Oh, McCaddy, not sure what happened there. He got the big tank slapper happening coming down the main straight. And into the wall. Pretty damn hard on the main straight there. So that was an odd one for Dylan McCaddy. It certainly would have shaken the bones. It was a fair nudge.
Yellow's on, yellow's on, yellow's on. Race
So that's heat number 2 of Street Stocks. Alan Finch takes it out over Steve Dryden in second place. Benji Smale in third. McCaddy in fourth. Only just Caleb Marshall in fifth. Jacob Glossop in sixth place. Clay Marshall seventh. The rest of the cars, Delaney, Lapsley, Bauer, all parked up down there on the infield. We're going to head down and catch up with Jason once more. Pretty sure he's got Noah Kiddo down in the pit area.
I certainly do, Noah, and hey, thanks very much, obviously, for coming up and supporting the club in the car. Noah Kiddo, of course, mate, you've been racing around a wee while too, huh?
Oh, this is what, my fourth season. Last season, the youth, moving up production next season, so we'll take this in, see what this pony can do in production.
Oh, you're going to take this through to production saloons?
Yeah, we'll try to beat the ones in the 1600, make them cry a little bit.
You reckon? I noticed this is supposed to be a non-contact class, but I noticed on your door there, mate, that's a bit of a bend there. What happened there?
Rubbing's racing, mate. Not everything's clean. Sometimes you get dins. No race is perfect. You got to work for the cars. You're moving left, right. You're going to get contact every now and then. We'll panel beat it. We'll get it looking straight for NZs.
All right, so for those that don't know, you're in the youth saloon class. Has that been a good class for you to learn your craft on how to drive a car?
Oh, I've absolutely loved it in this grade. I've met some great people. I've learned how to control a car. It's definitely made me more of a confident driver. It's great grade to get into.
It's actually, tell you what, Daryl, he's a better bloody talker than you. He might be a bit of a, I suppose, a future in commentary, you reckon?
Yeah, he actually goes all right, doesn't he? He spins a bit of a yarn there. Actually, I found out interesting last weekend at Beachland Speedway, they had a parents' race, and his mother actually set a better lap time than what he did.
So Daryl's just telling me that last weekend at Beachlands there was a parents' race, and your mother set a faster lap time than what you did. How does that go?
No, she didn't. Stop yapping on, Daryl. Keep your mouth closed. I'll put a one Daryl sticker on my car if you don't stop talking.
I think there's going to be a few one Daryl cars floating around the countryside over the next, and I think I'd actually seen one on a Christchurch car the other day. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. All right, mate. Hey, some good sponsors. I didn't realise I put two and two together, but your old man does a lot of sponsorship of Beachland Speedway, the old cool trains there. So obviously he's the man behind it, eh?
Yeah, he's branch manager of Dunedin, and he got the bosses alongside, helps them with the barbecues, gets all your feeds after racing. Really good sponsor for the club and not only me. Gets me to places.
Good stuff, Noah. Hey, anybody else you want to thank, mate?
I'd like to say thanks PD Autos, Pacific Auto Parts, APET, the great sponsor in Dunedin, Mulford Holdings, and everyone else that helps out behind the scenes.
Good stuff, mate. Daryl, what's one thing, thank you for that interview, buddy. There's one thing that interests me. I've been walking around and you see all these names of yesteryear, like Lawson Forestry Contracting. Remember when old Calvin Lawson used to race?
100%. Yep.
And then Diggett Earth Moving. I mean, I haven't heard Kyle Shearing's name in quite some time as well.
No.
So it's just quite interesting what we see. And these guys, although they're not racing themselves, are still heavily involved in the grades, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and it's good to see that they're still they're investing in the future of these younger drivers as well, because it's pretty tough out there to get the money together to go racing. So every sponsor, big or small, regardless, it all helps put together a season, which is really cool.
It's just incredible. It's great to see, and I remember this class when there was 4 or 5 cars that were floating around, and look at it now. They're everywhere, and of course it's breeding some good races, and it's a bit like what mini stocks did for super stock racing in the North Island, isn't it? We can see the saloon classes, and old mate there, Ryder Harris, he's looking to go into a 6-shooter and stuff. So it's definitely going to be breeding the next, superstars of the Southern Circuit, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely it is. I mean, we look at names like your George Phillipses. Jacob McIntyre now running a sprint car. They all started in youth saloons.
Absolutely incredible, isn't it? And it's great to see. And of course, if you want to get involved with it, 12 to 16 years of age to get into a youth saloon, it doesn't cost too much to set up a car, if you know the right people, that is. And there's always a couple of cars that are floating around, and they're pretty happy to pass them on once they've finished, their time in youth saloons to keep those cars going and that class running, aren't they?
Yeah, it is, and that's the thing. Like, it actually brings a family together. Like, it's the kids can have some say in what the livery's going to look at, and it's it's a good day out for the family. They work on the car together throughout the week, meet some great young people, and I'll tell you what, there's some really, really fantastic young kids in that youth saloon grade at the moment.
Absolutely. There's all these young ones walking past me, they're all nervous. Come and have a talk to me. I bet you've never been on camera before, have you?
So Saloons about to get underway, mate. Green flag drops. Aaron Andrews, Jason Gold, side by side, down into turns number 1 and 2. The Flying Scotsman, Stu Miller, having a big look up the inside of Jason Gold there as well. Of course, Gold picks up a win in heat number 1 here this afternoon, and he's really challenging that Hypermac Mustang of Aaron Andrews is side by side down the main straight. Nothing between those two cars at all. Gold with a move right up the inside of Andrews, gets the job done there. Darren McLeod, Graham Williamson, Phil Burgess having a good battle bat for 4th, 5th and 6th place. They've got Jeffrey Richardson and Mark Dobson in behind them. Dobson just gets it a little bit wrong coming out of turn number 4. Then we go back to Paul Carr, Barry Redpath. He's improved every race. Justin Blackman back out. Car number 88 must have caught his breath. He's back out on track. He's got Josh Richardson in the 11 behind him. Another change up front though with Aaron Andrews snatching the lead back. Andrews had a strong second place at the South Island Saloon Championship and then backed it up with a second place at the North Island Championship, but it's all turned a bit pear-shaped down here in turn number 1. I've seen McLeod was around there. Richardson's involved in that one there. He backs out. Barry Redpath in the 64 and Josh Richardson, car number 11. So both the Richardson machines involved in that one as well. So it looks like Jeff Richardson almost rode over McLeod. And then, of course, Redpath in the second Richardson car, pretty much passengers.
Have I got time for a quick chat here, Daryl?
Yeah, probably have. Have to be quick, though. They're just regritting.
I'm going to, I'll be able to do it properly. I've got 2 sisters that are in the youth saloons I'm going to talk to very shortly, Natalia and Maya. So, Lapsley, so they want to have a bit of a chat.
Oh,
so
they'll do some yapping. So.
Oh, we know who their old man is. They'll be talking forever, eh? So, yeah, we'll come back to them shortly. I want to give them a decent interview.
So it did look like the 53 sort of climbed over the back of the 24.
We are 57D, 88T.
All those cars back out on track, though, all bar car number 11, Paul Carr.
53I, 15T, 51I, 11D, 64I, 88I, 11I.
So Speedway New Zealand just ensuring that everybody is in position. We've been hard. Mark Dobson, he was involved in that one as well, the 51 and car 11. So there was actually more cars involved in that than first thought looking at that replay. So Dobson obviously getting Speedway New Zealand just to check the front end of his car during that regrid as well.
24 in front of 53.
So McLeod being told to head up in front of the 53, which was Richardson. So I don't know whether McLeod sort of crossed up. It was a difficult angle to capture that on. So Barry Redpath just stepping out there as well. So I don't know whether he thinks that he should be up further than he is. We're going to get a start this time nonetheless. So Jason Gold, he'll have those belts tightened down. He'll be ready to attack from row 2. Aaron Andrews leading this one here. Stu Miller in 3rd place. We go green. Heat number 3. Best pairs for Saloons. Andrews off to an absolute flyer. Takes that Hypermac Mustang around turns number 1 and 2. But Gold punches out of turn number 2. He looks very, very quick out of the corners. Leads around turns number 3 and 4 does Andrews. Stu Miller. He's under pressure now from Graham Williamson. The pits.co.nz sponsorship on that rear wing of the 21 machine. Then we go back to McLeod, Richardson, Burgess, Dobson, Redpath, Blackman and Josh Richardson. So Josh Richardson, he may have a mechanical drama here as well. Car number 11 Oh, Stu Miller with a big look down the inside of Gold. Gold crosses up, going into one. And that's allowed Stu Miller, the Flying Scotsman, to pounce up the inside. So Jason Gold right into the back of Aaron Andrews, and it's actually cost him a spot. Williamson now putting pressure on Jason Gold. Jason Gold just resetting. But he's lost a spot there. Josh Richardson goes to the infield. Aaron Andrews still leading this one here. It's a Beachlands 1-2 at the moment. The Exit Funeral Services sponsored machine. Aaron Andrews just holding on at the moment. Miller looking racy. Then we go to Jason Gold, Williamson, McLeod, Richardson. Nose to tail, the top 4 cars onto the main straight. This race really starting to heat up here in the latter stages. Jason Gold, Stu Miller, and Aaron Andrews just pull away slightly from Graham Williamson. Williamson closes the gap though, back down in turn number 4. One more lap to go. What's the Flying Scotsman got? Can he put a move on his club mate, who has pretty much led the length of this one here? Jeff Richardson has a bit of an excursion down here on the main straight. The Wallistown Motors Corvette gets away once more, but it's going to be the 57 of Andrews who takes this one here out. A nice drive by Andrews. Miller home in second place, and then the 88T of Jason Gold home in third ahead of Graham Williamson. Great battling up front. That is the Saloons done and dusted here this afternoon. They've put on some great racing. Aaron Andrews taking that one there out. Stu Miller home in second place. Jason Gold in third. Williamson fourth. Darren McLeod in fifth. Phil Burgess sixth. Mark Dobson in seventh. Barry Redpath in eighth. Justin Blackman ninth, rounding up your top 10. Jeff Richardson. So folks, there we go. That's your Saloons done and dusted here this afternoon at Riverside Speedway. Coming up next, we will see Production Saloons roll out on track for their final race of Best Pairs here at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway. We're back down to the pits where Jason's catching up with some of the youth saloon drivers.
Well, it's not something I do very often, is catch up with youth saloon drivers, but I managed to walk past and there's 2 of them, and they're actually sisters, which keeps it nice and interesting. So we've got Natalia Lapsley and Maya Lapsley, so I got their names right. I've been sitting there for 10 minutes trying to remember it, so which is awesome. And of course, you guys obviously race in the youth saloons. What sort of car do you race?
95i.
So this is Natalia, and you race?
14i.
It's Maya. So tell me, you've been around a bit longer than this one here, but you sisters, obviously competitive, is it? Is it really competitive, like in life, especially in the car?
Oh yeah, in the car drive we'll be like, oh, so how many laps are you going to do? And then we'll be like, oh, I don't know. And pretty fun though, having like sisters and racing.
And do you like racing with your sister?
Bloody oath I do.
Bloody oath you do. There you go. There's a good old Kiwi bit, slang there going on, isn't it? All right. So, and of course, obviously your dad races as well. So you've been coming to Speedway just about all your life, obviously.
Yeah.
And by the height of you, it hasn't been very long. So, so what about you? Have you been coming? Because you've been around quite a bit of time. How many years have you got left in the old youth saloons?
Oh well, I'm 14 this year, so 15, 16.
Just carry the one like I do here.
Yeah, 2 years if my maths are correct.
So when you finish in the youth saloons, are you going to carry on and go into another class?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to street stocks or just something, maybe non-contact. Me and Dad haven't decided yet.
Well, I think I've seen the way your dad drives a street stock, so you're probably better off to stay out of it, to be fair. So, and you, so what are your ambitions? I mean, you've got a few more years left, and so how many years have you got left? You're going to start counting now like your sister, or you've got it all worked out?
3 seasons left.
You got 3 seasons left, and what are you going to be doing?
Probably street stocks.
I think you girls could probably build a car better than Dad could. So, so perhaps what you should do, a bit of welding, a bit of engineering, you'd be into it, will you?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Do you have good sponsors on your cars yet?
No, I only have Dad, the big daddies on the front of my car.
The big daddy, eh? And what about you? Do you have any sponsors on yours?
Oh yeah, I have my aunties, Pulse Hair Design, and yeah, just my dad.
Hey Daryl, we found a hairdresser. Pulse Hair Design for this class.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a few out there need some.
There's a few of the boys floating around that got longer hair than the girls, mate. So that's quite true, isn't it? All right. So, well, hey, thanks very much for talking to me. And I know it's your first time on camera. You did pretty bloody good, to be fair, apart from you. So, but awesome job, and best of luck for you. You've not got one more race to go, haven't you? What are you going to do? Where are you starting off?
Probably 16th or 15th.
Oh, you got a bit of work to do. Are you fast?
Oh, I try.
You try. That's all it needs to be, eh? That's what the youth is all about. Has it learnt you a lot of car skills and stuff?
Yeah.
You can't wait to ask for the keys for Dad's car, like the road car, to go hooning, eh?
Yeah, start doing some burnouts.
You might get to some height first. You'll be a bit better. And you? What about you? You're obviously, going to age out, and that's it for you, really. It's all done and dusted, and into the street stocks, and cause some carnage like your old man does.
Oh yeah, I'll probably do it better than him.
I wouldn't be too far from the truth, I wouldn't imagine. All right, ladies, thank you very much for talking to me. Have a great last race, and you're starting off grid what?
14.
14. So you got a bit of work to do. So you're pretty much side by side, aren't you? So you got a bit of work to do. You're going to help each other out.
Oh, she's all right.
You'll cope on your own, won't you?
Yep.
There we go. Righto, ladies. Thank you very much for the chat. There you go, Daryl.
That interview actually reminded me of the interview you did with Luke Malloy, but the wee girl there was like you, and you were Luke Malloy.
Yeah. It's about the same height difference.
Absolutely,
and she probably just about swore as much as Luke as well, to be fair, but that's all right. They're allowed to do that.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree there, does it?
Not really, mate. All right, what's up on the dummy grid, boy?
So Production Saloons out on track. Just looking at the replay on... in that street stock race there of Tyson Thomas, and it was a bit of a tangle up between AJ Lapsley, Tyson Thomas and Scott Lyons, but a pretty aggressive rollover. So back on track. Creativity Plus Production Saloons, their final heat of best pairs. Kahu Moxham, car number 4, leading them around. Hayden Skilling, car number 85, and Dave McKenzie starting from the second row of the grid. Blake Murdoch, pretty racy in heat number 2. He starts from row number 3 with Avon Erskine on his outside. Car number 18, Jared Dawson in the 17 starts alongside the 16 of Aaron Reid. Shane Carson, how good was that win in heat number 2 for the 44 of Shane Carson? He's got Tristan Mason, car number 21 from Dunedin on his outside. Then we go back to Shane Wilson in the 24 and Kenny Ballack. He's been absolutely red hot here this afternoon as well. Car number 21. That is your field of Creativity Plus Production Saloons. Green flag set to drop here. Kahu Moxham, the SAS Auto Sports Machine, leads them down into turns 1 and 2. Skilling a nice move right down the inside there. So he's coming under attack from Avon Erskine, the Southland Production Saloon champion. We're a bit quiet this afternoon, Avon Erskine. He's had some mechanical dramas in car number 18. He's out there collecting points, looking pretty racy in this one. Then we go back to Mackenzie Murdoch. Shane Carson, he's got a bit of confidence under the belt now as well. He sneaks down the inside of Aaron Reid, but he loses a lot of speed there because Skilling got all crossed up and both Blake Murdoch and Carson had to basically pull back. Oh, Moxham's gone around, so the race lead changes. Avon Erskine takes over the race lead in this one here. Dave McKenzie in second place, Skilling behind him. Then we go back to Murdoch. Carson getting it sideways around 2. Tristan Mason, a big mover in this one here. He's picked up 2 or 3 spots. He goes up the inside of Aaron Reid. Then we go back to Shane Wilson. Slower start this time around for Kenny Ballack in car number 21. And then the 17 of Jared Dawson next in the queue. Dave McKenzie now with a big move down the inside of Avon Erskine. So the wee Peugeot, car number 67 of Mackenzie, gets a move made down the inside of Erskine to take over the race lead for the Creativity Plus Production Saloons. Round turns number 1 and 2, Mackenzie. I think this has had about 4 different race leaders this race so far. But Mackenzie, he's sailing off here at the moment. Carson manages to get past Blake Murdoch. He's now up to 4th place. He's had an absolutely spectacular day out this afternoon, has Shane Carson. Of course, he's teamed up with Blake Hamilton. Hamilton taking no part in race number 2 or 3. Well, Tristan Mason comes to a standstill down the back straight, which is going to bring out a caution. So car number 21D. So this will bring the pack all back together. Certainly been some good battles out there in this one. Kenny Ballack trying to work his way through. He's been pretty quick here this afternoon. Shane Carson, he'll tuck in behind Hayden Skilling. He would certainly like to be the first of the rear-wheel drive cars home. So a flat right front for the Thailand Balclutha sponsored machine of Tristan Mason. Heads down to the infield. Kahu Moxham, of course, led for the first couple of laps. He's now at the tail of the field. Erskine led for a few laps. Dave McKenzie takes over the race lead. He's going to be under pressure this time around from both Erskine and Skilling, so he'll be looking to get away pretty smartly when we go green. Lights are out, should get a start this time around. Race number 3, Creativity Plus Production Saloons. Best pairs on the line here this afternoon. Still to come, Street Stock, Top Gun Final, Youth Saloons, couple of stock car races still to unfold here. Green flag drops. Dave McKenzie leads him down to turns 1 and 2. Erskine with a big move around the outside of McKenzie. Can McKenzie hold him? You bet he can. Coming out of turn number 2, Skilling. That rear-wheel drive Falcon just struggling a wee bit in amongst these nimble front-wheel drive machines. Good to see the back end of the rear-wheel drive machine sideways coming out of turn number 4. Shane Carson measuring up the inside of Skilling, gives him a little bit of nudge on the way through. Drag race, Ford Holden drag race down the back straight, and it's going to be Carson and the Commodore who gets, he's going to go around Carson down there in turn number 4. We put the mocker on him. Shane Carson just overshot the mark in that battle with Hayden Skilling. Jared Dawson goes to the infield. Carson manages to get back out on track, albeit leaving something on track. It may even actually just be a big clump of dirt, I'm not sure. But came on track there with Shane Carson. So Carson, he'll get a bit of a free kick with this one here. He'll get back up there. Bit of smoke coming out of Blake Murdoch's 32 machine down here on the main straight. He's just stopped up here in front of the flag starter. Pretty racy here this afternoon so far is Murdoch. All the food vendors still open as well, folks. Don't forget, go and grab yourself something to eat, drink, grab yourself a coffee. Of course, got a marching team down there between turns number 3 and 4, cooking up a barbecue. So go down and grab yourselves a snarler down there. So it looks like Murdoch will head down to the infield. Car number 32, as I mentioned before, pretty racy. He would have had a good fistful of points as well. He was teamed up with the 85 of Hayden Skilling. Skilling's bagged some good points today, as has Murdoch. So not sure what's let go in the 32 machine. It was certainly either smoky or steamy when it came down the straight here. So we've lost Mason, we've lost Dawson, and now we've lost Murdoch down to the infield. Dave McKenzie, he managed to fight off Avon Erskine at the last restart. He's going to have to do it all over again. Shane Carson, he'll be wanting to get up there and just close that gap to Aaron Reid. He's got Kahu Moxham behind him. So lights are out. 4 laps remaining. Heat number 3, Creativity Plus Production Saloons. Just the, what do we got? 8 cars left in this one here. Can Shane Carson come back after that spin and challenge up front? Avon Erskine with a nice move down the outside. Oh, Dave McKenzie gets absolutely bullied down there in turn 1 and 2. Skilling pretty much used him as a berm to get down around there, so they might have a closer look at that one. Kenny Ballack, he's just managed to work his way up the field here in this race. It's been a bit of a quieter race for him, but the natural attrition of cars breaking down out there and all sorts of incidents has seen Kenny Ballack move his way up the field. He's got Shane Wilson behind him, Aaron Reid, then Carson and Moxham. White flag comes out for the Southland Production Saloon champion, Avon Erskine, down the main straight. Skilling in second. Then we go back to Mackenzie. He'll be absolutely gutted. He's led the most laps in this one here, and he's having another big look down the inside of Skilling, and he sneaks on past Dave Mackenzie. What a move. He got committed down there between turns 1 and 2. He kept the wee Peugeot pinned, and he's back up to second place, but it's going to be Erskine who'll take this one here out. Mackenzie home in second place. A nice drive there by Mackenzie. Skilling home in third. Then we go back to Kenny Ballack. That is the Creativity Plus Production Saloons race 3 of the afternoon. Erskine taking this one here out over Dave Mackenzie in second. Hayden Skilling third. Kenny Ballack in fourth. Aaron Reid fifth. Shane Carson in sixth. Shane Wilson seventh. Kahu Moxon in eighth place. And everyone else parked up down there on the infield. That is race number 3 of the afternoon. Creativity Plus Production Saloons done and dusted here at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway.
Anderton Decorators are a long-established Canterbury company covering the whole of the South Island who love to support their local community. If you require expert advice from design to application, then Shane has the expert team to ensure your next project is hassle-free with a professional finish. Floor to ceilings, walls to roof, inside, outside, commercial or residential. Let our team take the hassle out of your decorating. Give us a call now on 027 Painting. That's 027 724 6846. Anderton Decorators, we have you covered.
Hey, I'm Sean.
Hey, I'm Jace.
And we are Sign Solutions.
Situated at 61 Preston Street in Invercargill, we can meet all your signage needs.
Well, race fans, not too far away from heat number 3 of the South Island Stockcar Championship. Of course, brought to you by Barclay Engineering and Fabrication. A big thanks to the team at Barclay Engineering and Fabrication for being the sponsor of this event. Of course, still to go, we've got the heat number 3, which of course will decide the South Island champ. Unfortunately, I don't have any updated points coming through at the moment to even inform you on who is where in that there. But of course, Wade Sweeting, a first and a second, he really will be the man to beat in heat number 3. Also still to come, of course, another youth saloon race. We've got the street stock Top Gun final, and then an all-in stock car race to finish the meeting off a little bit later on, with trophies also on the line for that. So cars start to file out. 12 laps of action. Should be some good battles in this one here. There's a number of cars that are no longer in contention. So they're going to be out there helping their club mates or someone that's been nice to them this afternoon. They could also be there just trying to upset the apple cart of someone that hasn't been so nice this afternoon. So we'll wait and see what unfolds in this one here. Track hasn't held up too bad this afternoon. Of course, a big thanks to our track crew for all the efforts they've put in. Another testing week, as I mentioned before. I've been in Christchurch all week, got home, 30 mils of rain in the old rain gauge at home, so there certainly has been some rain. You can tell by the infield here, a lot of standing water out there. Once again, very, very difficult conditions. Jack Honeybone there, car number 934, the Rock sponsored machine. Wade Sweating in the 51. Shannon Simon, car number 7 at a Beachland Speedway. He's had a good afternoon as well. Peter Young in the 846. Dwayne Tamaro, car number 73. Car number 59. Brad Rosewarne out of Christchurch, 2-time South Island champion, car number 416. Jack Rarity out of Nelson, picked up a win in heat number 1, 77. Robbie Edgeworth, 88. Zane Tahura. Car number 105 out of Blenheim. Ryan Demick, 435. Luke Malloy out of Christchurch.
Hey, Daryl. I've just been in the pits. Guess what I seen? A street stuck.
Gridding up this time round, drivers. Gridding up this time round.
So Bolton it is who lines up on the front row of the grid. Jenna Tree on his outside, car number 10. The tank there, Luke Fellow, car number 131. Car number 94, Alicia Race. Quiet afternoon by her standards. She might get a bit more involved in heat number 3. Her uncle on her inside, Peter Knight, car number 27. Then, of course, we get to the business end. Your Jack Honeybones, your Wade Sweetings, Shannon Simon. They're all lined up, ready to go.
Oh, look at the lovely couple up there in the control tower. Look at it, Daryl, hey.
Look at the lovely couple on the starter's stand.
I was just coming up to see if he's broken the stand because he broke his seat, so I think the stand's next, isn't it?
Ebony and Ivory down there.
Oh, God, look at the state of him. Only his mother would like him.
So he's got 10 fingers. Are you there to hold the other 2 up because it's a 12-lap race? Or?
I think so, yeah. I've just come to make sure that our dyslexic colourblind flagman can get the right flag at the right time.
His what lexic?
Whatever. You just sit up there and look after your missus.
So Bolton there just jumping out on the front row of the grid, being told to, I don't actually know what he's been told to be fair, but he's down towards the pole line there. Matty Gatteridge, the clerk of the course, just wandering through, making sure that everyone is nose to tail.
No car behind you, see.
That's the one, I just realised that.
Hey, you're not as dumb as you look. You're way dumber.
I'm just actually looking at the back of Steve Dryden's head. He's actually a wee bit thin right on the top there.
Driver's lights are out. Driver's lights are out.
So ready for a start in this one here. It is the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. Bolton and Tree on the front row of the grid. Bolton's gone absolutely nowhere. Alicia Race foot on the brakes as well. Sweating and Rosewarne working their way through. Peter Young, he's been pushed out wide. Sweating's been taken to the wall by Bolton and hit by Honeybone. Rosewarne there as well, so a couple of the big guns in this one here taken out early. This is going to really open this championship right up with Luke Fellow leading. Jenna Tree in second place. Shannon Simon, he's got his clubmate Zane Tahura in behind him for a bit of protection. And then, of course, Jack Rarity, the man that won heat number 1. He's in a key spot at the moment. He's got Malloy behind him. Onto the main straight. Simon Tahura. Then the 416 of Jack Rarity. Watch for Sweeting. Rosewarne to work their way through. Robbie Edgeworth comes through now as well. But your race leader, 131, the Phantom Engineering machine out of Riverside Speedway, Luke Fellow, leading the way here. Alicia Race behind him. Of course, she's a lap down. Shannon Simon in second place. Rosewarne paying some attention to Bolton as Robbie Edgeworth goes down there and pushes him wide too. They're clubmates, and Robbie Edgeworth helping out Bolton down there. Interesting stuff as we lose a car down there between turns number 3 and 4. Just trying to catch a number on that car. Is that Dwayne Tamaro in the 73 perhaps? So it is. Just looking at the replay here, Rosewarne absolutely snotted him going into turn number 3. And he ends up parked up between turns 3 and 4. That was a big hit from Rosewarne.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. 59, keep going. Wait, who are you on?
I think the old 10i doesn't look too good either, does it? Daryl, can you see that? It's got a bit of a lean on the left-hand side there.
I can see, that back wheel gate there just dragging on the ground, the front end.
Look how much space Wade Sweeting's made up, though, isn't it? He was obviously rolled it over, taken two into that turn 4, and he's just about on the same straight. He's doing it pretty good. Watch this man.
Behind 861.
So Jenna Tree just saying g'day to the family down there.
I think Jenna's been in her car. It's on a lane.
Thank you.
Jason Jenna, or her name's Jenna. Just be careful, Jace.
Old Stiffy calls him Caitlin Jenner. we'll leave that alone before we get into trouble. Sits down to... I won't go there. No, I won't. I was going to.
So Dwayne Tamaro heading down to the infield. Jenna Tree, just looking on the replay here, she's looking so relaxed sitting down there. She wants to be careful, even though they're giving a bit of a wave and a thumbs up in that. That's outside assistance. Not allowed to do that.
No, somebody got done for that last weekend, didn't they? You're right, though. Oh, Steve's got a solar panel on the top of his head. Hey, look at him.
Yeah, he could just be run lights here off the top of that head, I reckon.
I reckon it's going to have twice as much strength in the next race. Look at that.
We could get lights. We could plug a wire into Dryden and he could run the lights off the back of his head,
I reckon you're right.
Yeah. He would never have been so bright.
Well, he's not exactly a solar-powered sex machine, either. Look at him. State of him. The stupid thing is he's the only one that thinks he's funny. Hey.
Absolutely. So is that, it is Rosewarne heading down to the infield, car number 59, so that right front.
That's right, outside
on his
right.
car flat, so he's one of the big guns gone. Out of this one here, of course, he'd come under fire right at the start of this one here. Both him and Wade Sweeting, so they really come under attack. We did talk about it earlier on, what was going to unfold here in heat number 3 of the South Island Stockcar Championship, and one of the big guns parked up down on the infield. So set for a restart. In the starter's hands. Car number 131, a Luke Fellow currently leading this one here. Gets a jump right around the outside of Peter Knight. Robbie Edgeworth trying to take a swipe at the race leader. He's got Jacob Bolton there now to run protection for him. Shannon Simon still holding second place. He's got Zane Tahuta behind him. Then Rarity, another big hit. Jenna Tree almost taking out Wade Sweeting on the main straight here. Peter Young in chase of Sweeting. But Luke Fellow a mile out in front at the moment, car number 131. Bolton still there at the moment, of course. Shannon Simon. Bit of payback from heat number 2 on Bolton, flicks him around. Luke Malloy goes around as well. The 416 of Jack Rarity having some trouble on the main straight here now as well. He was another contender. He's now a lap down. So Zane Tahuta goes up into second place, gives Peter Knight a bit of a nudge. Shannon Simon still holding third place. Here comes Jack Honeybone in the 934 out of Central Motor Speedway, now up to fourth place. This car's sprawled all over the place here at the moment. Alicia Race in the tank. Around down there in turn number 2. Peter Knight, he slowed down coming out of 4. Manages to get up to speed once more. So Shannon Simon now looking for a way down the outside of Bolton. He's pinned himself into the wall and he's over Shannon Simon. So Simon tried to defend on Bolton and he's come unstuck.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but Rarity nearly went over here on the front straight, Daryl.
I wasn't sure what had actually happened to him. I looked down and I seen him sort of pulling away slowly. I didn't realise he'd almost gone over.
Yeah, I think it's just the glare off Dryden's head that caused you not to be able to see anything.
Blinding. We're going to stop for Dryden head stroke. It's usually sunstroke we're going to worry about here. Somebody give the man a hat. I've still got my sunglasses on, so I can barely see the cars out on track because of the reflection, but
Should be illegal.
should be.
If you paint his head red, we'd never see him.
So Shannon Simon, he had some really strong results here this afternoon. And he certainly would have been in contention with what has unfolded here so far. But he's gone upside down, courtesy of Bolton. When I say courtesy of Bolton, in all fairness, Bolton was in front of him and actually hadn't done anything. It was Simon that was trying to nudge him out of the way. Got tangled up, thrown sideways, and that's the result. But what this also does is takes another car out of the way, and Wade Sweaty must be sitting back just rubbing his hands together thinking these guys up front are all taking each other out as I just cruise back up the order. So action aplenty so far in this one here. Race number 3, the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. Just taking a look at the replay of this one here. Simon went to the outside of Bolton. You've seen Bolton just change his line. He went out to the wall. Simon went to the inside to try and give him the flick and just glanced off him and into the wall and over. Couple of young second generation drivers, or even third generation, I think, young Bolton. Matty Gutteridge down there just conducting the orchestra as they get Shannon Simon sorted. Simon hopping out there at the moment. Put your hands together, folks, for Shannon Simon. He's soaking this up. He's a young driver. Another young driver that came through the youth saloon grade. I think it's only, might be his second, third season maybe in the adult grade. Walks gingerly across that infield there. Very, very greasy. Matty Gutteridge and him just exchanging notes as they head across there. But Shannon Simon, you can't say that he wasn't going to leave everything on track here. He was up in second place at one stage, dropped to third, but still well in contention of a podium spot for the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. Well, folks, another car on the infield, the 151 of Wade Sweeting on the infield with a right front flat tyre. So another one of the big contenders out of this one here. As we get underway once more, this championship is now wide open. Luke Fallow, your race leader, car number 131 out of Riverside Speedway. He'll have some handy points here this afternoon as well. In second place, Zane Tahuta, car number 88. Then we go back to Jack Honeybone in the 934. He's got a handy fistful of points here as well. Robbie Edgeworth trying to go after Luke Fallow. Oh, Fallow's gone around in the 131. Your race leader has spun. He needs to get back out on track and get moving ahead of Tahuta. The white flag is out. He manages to do so. So Luke Fallow down the back straight. Tahuta giving chase. A nervous moment there for Luke Fallow, but he's now on the main straight, and Fallow will take out heat number 3 of the South Island Stockcar Championship. Tahuta home in second place. Jack Honeybone there in third. What a race, folks, from the stock car guys here. Luke Fallow with a bit of a moment there. on the very, very last lap, spinning after holding such a big lead. He takes it out, gets across the line, 1.3 seconds ahead of Zane Tahuta. Jack Honeybone in third place. Ryan Demick's in fourth. Then we go back to Luke Malloy in fifth, Peter Young in sixth, Jack Rarity seventh, Peter Knight in eighth, Robbie Edgeworth ninth, and Jacob Bolton, of course, who was involved in everything out there, in 10th place. Alicia Race in 11th. Shannon Simon with that rollover. Wade Sweating, Jenna Tree, Brad Rosewer and Dwayne Tamaro all parked up down there on the infield. What a final, folks, for the South Island Championship. As soon as we have some confirmed results, we will let you know who the South Island Stockcar Champion is for 2024-25. Alrighty, folks, welcome back to Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway. Well, I tell you what, things are very, very interesting indeed. We have 4 cars that are going to have to battle it out for 3 spots for the South Island Championship. We're going to have a runoff for first and second place between the 131 Luke Fallow and the 934 Jack Honeybone. They will race off for first and second place. Jack Rarity, car number 416 from Nelson, and Zane Tahuta, car number 88 from Beachland Speedway in Dunedin, will battle it out for third place. We have 2 runoffs, Luke Fallow against Jack Honeybone, Jack Rarity, Zane Tahuta. So we'll go back to the pit area, chuck some juice in these cars, make a couple of adjustments, folks. Luke Fallow, Jack Honeybone battling it out for first and second place here. Jack Rarity, Zane Tahuta battling it out for third and fourth place. That is the news, folks, here from the comm box. We'll be back very, very shortly at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts. Alrighty folks, welcome back to Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway. Wallistown Motors Youth Saloons roll out on track for their final race of the afternoon, racing for best pairs. Tell you what folks, couple of runoffs, pending of course, going across the scales, making sure those cars are all correct weight and all those sorts of things. So just seen a glimpse on the footage there of those cars heading across the scales. So a runoff for first and second, a runoff for third and fourth in the stock cars. Very, very tight at the top end of town in that championship. Hunter Cougars are out there, car number 86 leading them out. Lockie Robinson, car number 97. 96 there is Holly Murdoch. Car number 41 is Axton Thompson. 31 Vander Thompson. 489 that there is young Jackson Haggerty out of Beachland Speedway in Dunedin. 9 Lucas McCaddy. 63 Isaiah Stretton. 27 another one of the Beachlands cars, young Noah Kiddo. Car number 10 Blake Fox Miller also out of Beachland Speedway in Dunedin. 42 your Heat 2 winner, that there is Ryder Harris. Car number 14 Maya Lapsley. The D-Man Dylan Rawcliffe, car number 78, a good second heat from the D-Man. 74 young Tyler Mansell, his first season of racing, as it is for Quinn Sargent, car number 98, and Natalia Lapsley there, car number 95. Alia Richardson, car number 53. 24 Amelia Hodge Thomas, and Savannah McCaddy, car number 16, out there on her return as well. As I mentioned a wee bit earlier on, that car fully rebuilt, a big incident a few meetings ago, so good to see her back behind the wheel and just getting that little bit of confidence back, which is very, very cool to see. So should get a start this time around. 10 laps, heat number 3 for best pairs. Cars scattering everywhere at the moment. Lucas McCaddy trying to find a way down the inside of Haggerty, manages to get it done. Lockie Robinson gets out in front though. The Southland Youth Saloon champion Lockie Robinson off to a flying start. Hunter Kurgazu tucks in behind him. Thompson gets a little bit loose. Wee bit of panel rubbing going on down there. Noah Kiddo, that rear bumper hanging off. She's pretty rough stuff at the in the mid-pack here. At the moment, Rawcliffe goes into the 31 of Vander Thompson, spears him down sideways, so he might find himself having a wee chat to the officials after that one there. She was pretty fair stuff. And a right front flat tyre for the 78 of Dylan Rawcliffe. That'll see him head down to the infield, I would imagine.
While we're down here, there's a wee stoppage, I believe, so we might try and catch up with Jenna Tree. Jenna, you're annoying.
That's all right, I'll take that, Jace.
Absolutely, but you did what you needed to do to make sure that the job got done, huh?
Absolutely, just have a bit of fun. If it helps someone out at the same time, then I'm all down for that.
Now, we're just talking off camera a wee bit here. This is the last time possibly you'll be seeing this car racing on the track. You're going to retire the old girl. She's had a bit of a hiding. So new chassis on the way.
Yeah, there's one parked up there, just ready to get a bit of work when we are. And yeah, this tank's been amazing. I just absolutely love it. So she's a bit bent and done a job, and I've had an awesome time doing it.
You're rough on gear, let's be honest, and but that's what it's about. It's about getting out there and putting a few hits in and putting a bit of entertainment for the crowd. And even some of the guys are saying the girls have done pretty good this weekend. She's been a good weekend for you, but loved it, obviously. You're fizzing.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. And luckily Owen can fix up all my breakages so we can keep going. And thanks to Jesse Hamilton as well. He was awesome.
Right, they're going to go racing. I'll hand it up to Daryl. Oh, another lap of yellow, actually, I lied. But anyway, we'll hand it up to Daryl anyway. He's got nothing better to do. His missus is left now.
Yeah, I was having a wee snooze up here, just listen to the interviews. Yeah, Jenna has done an absolutely sterling job in that grade. She's certainly Been
Well,
one of the great local performers over the last few seasons.
She's got a new Rees car, not a brand new one, but a Rees car. It's at Phantom Engineering at the moment, getting a few tweaks to it. So yeah, she's got a bit going on, which is quite good. Good sponsors, just quickly, sponsors, quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Knuckles Driving School, Transit Homes, Phantom, Sun Mechanical, iHigh, iSigns, and Hubby and I.
Good stuff. Back up to you there, fella.
Wallacestown Motors Youth Saloon set to get underway. Holly Murdoch on the front row this time. Lockie Robinson gets off to a good start. Hunter Kyrgyz on his inside, fights back though, and takes the race lead coming out of turn number 2. Bit of a drag race between Robinson and Kyrgyz. Kyrgyz driving a nice line around turns number 3 and 4. His second season of racing. Robinson does the big switchback, tries to get underneath. Murdoch and Kiddo side by side as well. This is a good run by Murdoch, battling it out there with Kiddo as we go yellow. That's for the 31 of Vander Thompson. That'll be damage, I would imagine, possibly from that contact with 78 in the first couple of laps. Or did he just go out there by himself? Didn't quite see. I was watching that red hot battle that was happening up front. So Thompson heads down to the infield.
Right, it is once again a full grid restart. You did not do one lap.
So full grid restart. So it looks like car number 41. He may also have a right front flat tyre as well. That there's young Axton Thompson. So Axton Thompson just heading down to the infield now as well. So that's both the Thompson cars out of this one. So there'll be some gaps out there at the moment. Noah Kiddo, that rear bumper. 3/4 dislodged, so hopefully that holds in there.
I'm just learning some stuff down here, Daryl. Just might be interesting, but we just learnt that Jack Honeybone, believe it or not, for the last 8 meetings has been running with a cracked head in it. So, yeah, he's only running on about 5.5 cylinders. So he's trying to get back to get it all sorted out, put some water in it and get it ready for his runoff. So we're going to go and talk to these guys. We'll talk to Jack and we'll talk to Luke Fellow as well and get their thoughts on what's going to happen in that runoff.
Yeah, crazy finish to that South Island Championship to have 4 cars, 2 of them tied first and second, obviously 2 tied for third and fourth. Like you couldn't script it any better, to be fair.
Well, it's it certainly made it a bit interesting, isn't it? How many laps have we got? Are they gridded up, ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, well, we'll come back to Luke Fellow shortly.
So, take 3 for the Wallacestown Motors Youth Saloons. Hunter Kyrgyz, Holly Murdoch, Lockie Robinson, Jackson Hegarty there as well, Isaiah Stretton, Ryder Harris almost driving onto that rear bumper that's hanging off on the Kiddo machine, almost trying to dislodge it. As we go racing once more. Harris caught up in behind Hegarty down there as they go down to turns number 1 and 2, but it's Hunter Kyrgyz. Another great start. Kiddo came from mid-pack. He's already up to 4th place. Lockie Robinson now attacking the outside of Kyrgyz. Onto the main straight. A little bit of contact there between Kiddo and Murdoch. Nothing in that one though, as Kiddo manages to muscle his way through. Isaiah Stretton. He's up to 5th place. In fact, he's just dropped the spot. He may get a run down the back straight here on Blake Fox Miller. Manages to do so. Just ahead of Blake Fox Miller. Quinn Sargent, man, he's been quick in this one here as well. He's right up there. This is only his 3rd meeting, and he's up there just behind Blake Fox Miller and just ahead of Lucas McCaddy. And Ryder Harris, that's big contact down on the wall down there for Isaiah Stretton. And the right front wheel off. People down there in the catch fence, they just about crapped their decks down there. That was pretty interesting reaction. I think lady down there still a little bit shocked. Happens pretty quickly, doesn't it, when that starts bouncing up towards you? So Isaiah Stretton into the wall relatively hard. Just watching the replay here, he was down in about 4th place. Wheel come off, boom, into the wall, bit of a glance there. And then the lady in that seat almost has a heart attack.
Hey, I got Luke Fellow down here. I got a chance to have a catch up with him.
Absolutely.
Okay, so look, obviously it's not over now. You thought it might have come off the track and that'll be the last race, but it's not. You got a bit of work to do now.
Yeah, runoff for first and second with Jack Honeybone, the rock man. So it's the first runoff for me. So we'll see how we go, and it'll be what it'll be.
But I mean, this car's been performing pretty good, and you did a good run apart from that last corner where you spun it around a wee bit there. But no one passed you of any significance. If Zane Tahurda had passed you, would have been a different story. So now that puts you into that runoff, eh?
Yeah, well, yeah. One thing's catching me, another thing's passing me. So, hey, no, it's all panned out. The car's going pretty good, finally. I've been chasing gremlins for a wee while, so, but no, we'll go out there and give it one last crack and see what happens.
Oh, Daryl and the director are just talking to each other and are saying you've had a bloody good season, really, considering. So this might be the way to top it off just nicely. Imagine a South Island title in the cabinet.
Yeah, imagine.
Good luck, boy. I tell you what, you got one to go, and Aaron Tree in your ear. So best of luck, mate, and hopefully you bring it home for the Riverside team, eh?
Yeah, we'll try.
He's going to try, Daryl. He's going to try. We'll go and catch up with the other man, Jack Honeybone, from once again the guy from Auckland that races for Cromwell. That's cars based in Invercargill. Apparently I got to walk faster. I can't walk very fast.
He's waddling. It's like watching a penguin getting through the pits.
They're all funny, eh?
Look at him go.
Have you got the bloody camera on me? Oh, you bugger. Hey, where is he?
Yeah, we are. We're watching you.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Watch the... No, I better not. Right, where is he? Jack Honeybone. He's over there.
I was going to say he needs active wear, but no, he doesn't.
Right. Street Stucks are up next, Daryl, so you'll be right. Where is he gone? Where is he?
You saying something?
I can't find him. Where is he? Oh, here he is. I think Jamie Harbour needs to shut up. Hey. Alrighty, here we go. Jack, what we might do is put you this way. So, oh no, we're going into the sun, dickhead. Right, we'll go this way. Me, dickhead, not you, dickhead. Alrighty, so we've got Jack Honeybone now. You thought that it was done and dusted as well. Not to be the case. Man, you got to get that car ready. Put a bit of water in it, apparently. You got a cracked head in it.
Yeah, we do. It's been running on 5 for the last 4 weeks, so least of our worries now. But yeah, I thought we'd finish that one in second. I knew that we had 2 points on Luke, and then when we come off and realised we were third, I said before going in, I don't want it to be a runoff. You want it to be finished in that third heat. But we've had a few. They don't tend to go our way, but one has to eventually, right?
Well, I suppose, and that's it too. And of course, he's never really done a runoff either. And for this type of a deal, and both Daryl and Michaela are saying that the director was saying that both of you had a pretty good bloody season. So may the best man win, and it wouldn't be good to put the old South Island title on the old chalkboard.
Yeah, it certainly would. We're going to give it our absolute best. We won't leave anything on the track this time around, and it's the last hit out of the season. So fingers crossed. We'll just once that green flag drops, we'll just gun it and try and get to the front and try and stay there.
I tell you what, you got a few people to thank though that kind of helped you out. Probably not knowingly did that, but Jenna Tree took a couple of cars out. But that Bolton, I tell you what, he took a few cars out and took a few hits for some people as well.
Yeah, I'm probably lucky on my tee, to be fair. That's always the case in Heat 3, and it's a funny thing, but if you can be patient, people will fall around each other. It's inevitable. So we just kind of tucked in the back, and before you know it, you're running in 12th, and then a couple of turns later, you might be in 4th or 3rd. So you just got to stick at it, keep your nose clean, and hopefully we can do the same in the next one.
Right, mate, leave me to it. The race is about to go green. Thanks very much for the catch-up.
As we kick into this one here, folks, I think it's about our 4th start in the Wallistown Motors Production Saloons. Lockie Robertson leads him down around turns 1 and 2. Noah Kiddo, that rear bumper, just holding on. And no more. Hunter Kurgazoo chases up around turns number 3 and 4. The sun beaming down up there onto the main straight. Holly Murdoch under pressure from Ryder Harris, car number 42. Then we go back to Blake Fox Miller, the second of the Beachlands cars in this one here. Quinn Sargent once again off to an absolute flyer, car number 98. Then we go back to Lucas McCaddy. Maya Lapsley getting a bit of a tank slapper happening out of turn number 2 there. Manages to settle once more. Jackson Haggerty on her inside. Natalia Lapsley, she's about to go a lap down as Lockie Robinson races down at the outside. Kiddo still giving chase. Hunter Kyrgyzou up in third place, looking pretty racy in heat number 3. Best pairs on offer for the Wallistown Motors Youth Saloons. Lapsley sits down on the low line, lets those faster cars sneak on through. Holly Murdoch looking pretty racy in this one here. She's currently down in 5th place. Not a bad run for her in this one here. Maria Mulvihill must have given her a few tips in that Grand Parade, how to set the car up. As we go yellow once more. That there's for the 74 machine of Tyler Mansell. Stop there on the back straight. So we may well have the 50-50, folks. If you got your 50-50 ticket out, 4048. 4048 is the 50-50.
Ooh, that might be me.
$455 better off. You can click that down in the bar area. That number once more, 4048.
Well, I donated. What did you do? I got Wade Sweeting down here. And he's obviously a little bit annoyed, the title that eludes him, and he come down to win it, and unfortunately the last race, Jenna Tree sort of kind of ruined it for you there, Wade.
Yeah, a bit of a bugger, but there's another race, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, you're just saying that. You want a bit of a chance to perhaps return some favours, I think was the word you used.
Yeah, I don't hit soft, so bring it on.
That's what we like to hear.
Daryl's just saying that's what we like to hear. Hey. Oh, that's awesome, mate. But the car, no damage at all, just that outside tyre that cost you your title.
Yeah, a bit of back bumper damage, but yeah, no, we're all good. We're about to next one, having fun.
I would hate to be the person that's on the receiving end of a hit from you, boy. So, because you just don't care. So it'll be a foot flat and it'll be a bone rattler, I'm sure, eh?
Yeah, something like that. We'll just see what happens, and yeah, hopefully there's a few cars go back out.
Oh, yeah, no, apparently there's a bit of work going on in the pits over there. A couple of runoffs to do. You wish you were in one of those runoffs, obviously, but hey, you're saying that track, you actually find it quite good and enjoyed your racing on that track out there?
Yeah, I've actually enjoyed my night here. It's a pretty good track. It's a little bit like Blenheim and a little bit like Greymouth, I found. Yeah, I actually quite like it. I'll be back, definitely.
It's good to hear too. We want to see you guys back here. It always makes it more interesting when some of these boys travel down, and there's always a bar and a place at my place to stay, boy. I'm sure we can get ourselves into trouble before you even get here.
Yeah, something like that.
Right, that's Wade Sweeting team, and they're working hard on Brad Rosewarne's car. I'm not sure if he's going to make it back out. Let's see if he's going to crack on. We'll catch up with Brad. Brad, are you going to be able to get back out for that all-in?
Yeah, I'll be good to go. Yep.
Now, I know you hit just as hard as what old mate here does as well, so I'm sure you'll be up for maybe a couple of wee tweaks to some people.
Yep, and hopefully they come back to Christchurch sometime so we can return the favour, Jace.
I reckon they should, eh? I reckon you should do it here. It's more entertaining. That last race was absolutely epic and probably one of the best stock car races we've seen in this part of the country for quite some time. And, all the guys we thought that would be up there were all taken out.
Yeah, definitely. The tide's turned and, they snuck through, but we'll go send it to them the next one, eh?
That sounds like a good plan. But, of course, I'm sure that if any of these guys are up high on points at a national championships, they won't be winning, will they?
No, definitely not. You know how it works.
What goes around comes around. Darryl, I love this sort of talk, eh?
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
It makes for great TV as well. Remember this man's name, Brad Rosewarne. He's been around a long time. He's been in super stocks. He's been in stock cars. He's done everything. And he's been, you're 2 times South Island champ too, aren't you?
Yeah, twice. Yep. One at here, one at Greymouth. But, can't back it up for the third one. We'll try again next year.
Absolutely. Well, where is it? Is it Dunedin, you say?
I think it's Dunedin, yeah.
Oh, well, it's even faster track, eh? So that'll be interesting. Well, hey, once again, though, all the bullshit aside, thank you very much for coming down. And, it's not truly a national or South Island title if you guys don't travel. So, on behalf of the club and everybody that's out there, obviously a good crowd come out, even though there's a big meeting next door as well. So, thank you very much for making the trip down here, eh?
Yeah, thanks to the club and to you guys for streaming it so all my mates at home can watch it and stuff. It's pretty cool, eh? So thank you.
That's why I stream it, because I got no mates, so I might as well do it to people that do, hey?
Yeah, thanks, Jace.
Talking to no mates, what are you up to, Daryl?
The Youth Saloon race has been called, so I think we had about 5 different incidents out there, which has led to that there happening. So race was called. Lockie Robinson, your winner. Noah Kiddo in second place, and Hunter Kyrgyzou, car number 86, in third place. So looks like Street Stocks are lining up on the dummy grid, and of course they'll be out in just a moment for their Top Gun final. Still those runoffs to go. Also the the leftover stock cars, I suppose you could call them. They'll be coming out and having a bit of a free for all. Some trophies on the line for them as well. So still plenty to unpack here at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway.
I tell you what, though, I was just talking off camera to those guys, and those Christchurch boys are pretty keen to make sure as many cars as possible get out there. They want to play. There's no two ways about that. They want to play.
Yeah, and there's two guys, Brad Rosewarne and Wade Sweeting, that I certainly wouldn't want them to be chasing me down out there.
I wouldn't want to be Jacob Bolton if he goes out.
No, he's played a massive part in this championship here tonight, but that, once again, that's what it's all about. That's what these titles are all about. I was actually amazed. I come out here today, and that's what I said to one of the Riverside boys. You guys all work together. One is going to get a real decent result. And, I mean, we got Luke there who's done a tremendous job. He's either going to finish first or second here this afternoon. I mean, he's up against some tough competition. But it was great to see the Riverside ones working together. Central Motor Speedway, they looked after themselves out there as well. These runoffs should be fantastic.
I see the Dunedin team worked well together.
Yeah, that didn't quite pan out.
I don't think it did, actually, and I thought if there was any sort of type of, maybe there's an issue, I don't know, I'm not going to hype anything up, but you would have thought that they would have got at least one of them through, help each other out before you go around and do silly things like that.
Yeah, well, they did. They got Zane through. He's running off for third and fourth, Chase, in case you weren't paying attention.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that. I actually knew that. Anyway, let's go to the Street Stocks, Daryl.
Thanks, Jason. Street Stock Top Gun final about to roll out. You make one little speech impediment and then, you get attacked. At least I didn't call dyslexia dyslexia.
It's not the size of the word you use. It's how you use it. just leave that there, eh? Oh, I got another warning, Daryl. I'm up to 2 so far. Daryl must have fallen off his chair. He's gone quiet.
No, I was just actually answering a couple of messages. No, I'm not going to say it because I know if I say what just got messaged to me that the people controlling the music this afternoon will end up playing their music. So, no, it's not Rage Against the Machine, Taylor.
Yeah.
So, car number 24 rolling out on track. It is Top Gun for Street Stocks, of course, debuting this afternoon. That there is Zach Hughes.
24 and 96.
Steve Dryden out there. Car number 3NZ, car number 96. Of course, that there is Scott Lyons. So it looks like Scott Lyons and Hughes are going to be the first 2 cars to battle it out here. So pretty much what happens, folks, it's a straight-out battle. 2 cars on track. They'll do a couple of laps. The car that happens to win that battle will stay out on track and then race the next car that qualified on points and those sorts of things. There is meant to be 10 cars out there, but what do we got? 6 out on track. So obviously a bit of damage to some of those other cars that we've seen a wee bit earlier on in the Street Stock. So no Finchy out there by the looks of it. We're missing a few. AJ Lapsley not there. Dylan McCaddy not there either. Of course, he had that big hit into the wall down here in his last race. Still managed to finish. No John O'Bower. The Marshall boys aren't out there. So a few missing. So the first battle for the Street Stock Top Gun, 24 versus 96. Zach Hughes on debut. Scott Lyons, car number 96. Flag goes green. Lyons leads him down into turns 1 and 2, but Hughes on the inside there. Comes out of turn number 2. They replaced the motor in that car overnight, so it's still not running 100% Hughes, and he's actually running into mechanical issues down the back straight there already. So Scott Lyons, he'll cruise away with this one here. White flag comes out. One more lap for Lyons to go to advance through to the second stage of the Street Stock Top Gun. Hughes has decided to give it away. Heads down to the infield. Checker flag will come out. Scott Lyons, he will move through to the next round of the Street Stock Top Gun.
Yellow. 427, you're next up. 427.
So I actually said that AJ Lapsley wasn't out there, but he is. There he is, car number 14.
427, you're up.
Season campaigner. Of course, Jason caught up with both of his young daughters in the pits there a little bit earlier on. So the 427 of Jacob Glossop is the car that has been called up. So Lapsley just jumping the gun there. He's gone back down to the infield. So it's going to be the 427 from Dunedin, Jacob Glossop, who will line up against Scott Lyons here in the Street Stock Top Gun. So Scott Lyons down on the inside, Glossop on the outside, the tap and gap racer. Of course, it just gets a little bit tougher as the cars roll out on track. They get a little bit quicker. There we go, green once more. Nice start off the line there by Scott Lyons. He leads them down into turns 1 and 2. Glossop just taking a wee look on the inside, gives Lyons the big flick. He'll take off now and set sail down the back straight. So what Scott Lyons going to do here, is he going to sit and wait, or is he going to give chase? He'll never catch him within that 2-lap time. So he might just, in fact, it looks like he's going to get the foot up and try and chase, but he's only got 2 laps. White flag comes out. He would have been better off just sitting, waiting, buying his time, and putting a return shot on. But he's going to give this one here away, Scott Lyons, and Glossop will move through to the next round, car number 427. And I'm picking he'll go up against car number 14, AJ Lapsley.
Yellow.
So Glossop takes that one there out
Now you're up, 14.
with relative ease.
14, you're up now.
So AJ Lapsley rolls up. Third to last car to roll up. He will take on Glossop. Not sure why Lapsley backed up as far as he did. Clerk of the course just instructing them both to move up there, but Lapsley not moving at all. So Lapsley may be done before this race even starts by the looks of this. So Joel Kurgazu down there just ready to remove Lapsley from the circuit by the looks of it. Clerk of the course just checking whether or not he can get this fired up or not. And there he is, bit of outside assistance there, and that'll be Lapsley done and dusted. So I don't know whether he stalled it there or what actually happened. So Glossop moves up to now take on the 3NZ of Steve Dryden. 2 laps for the Street Stock Top Gun. Dryden on the inside, Glossop on the outside. Glossop managed to unsettle Scott Lyons a couple of battles ago, but Steve Dryden just too fast off the line. Glossop giving chase, but Dryden in full control of this one here, down into turns number 3 and 4. Onto the main straight. Steve Dryden, one more lap to go, and then he'll square off against the top point scorer this afternoon, Benji Smale. Glossop goes around in the 427, makes it easy for Steve Dryden. Through goes Dryden, takes the checkered flag. One more battle to go here in the Street Stock Top Gun. And what a battle this is, the 2NZ up against the 3NZ. Steve Dryden, Benji Smale. Can Steve Dryden do it on his home track here Or can Benji Smale upset the apple cart and win the street stock Top Gun? So these cars are line up on track, set and ready to go. Benji Smale on the outside, Steve Dryden on the inside. 2 laps to decide the street stock Top Gun and 2 of the best street stock competitors in the country. Look at this bit of cat and mouse around turns number 1 and 2. Dryden decides to get on the loud pedal early. And off he goes. Smale now the chaser. Steve Dryden stretches the legs. But Smale, look how quick Smale is going into turn number 3. Really shortens up the gap. Around 3 and 4. White flag comes out. Dryden gets a helping hand. Takes out a couple of cones on the main straight. Benji Smale absolutely drills Dryden down the main straight. As they set sail down the back straight now with the checkered flag being prepared. It's going to be the 2NZ of Benji Smale is going to do the business here in the street stock Top Gun. Dryden comes home in second place. 50-50 raffle, folks. Still no winner at the moment. 4048 is the winning number. I've also got a couple of winning colouring competitions up here in the control tower at the moment. We've got Dylan H, who's aged 11. He's coloured in a car with 75i on it. And also Tane. He's 6 years old. He's got a car 88D. Looks like a replica there of young Zane Tahuta's car. So if you guys want to head down to the bar area, Dylan H and Tane. Looks like young Dylan H might be down in front of us here. So congratulations, young man. He's pumped. He's pumping the old chest. He's off. He's pumping it again. Look at that man go. And Tane, age 6. Well done, lads.
I think Steve should have stayed outside for a bit longer and a bit more solar energy on him.
Yeah, he got absolutely measured by Benji down there. Benji, a smart operator though, isn't he?
Oh, incredible. And, of course, like you said, in Shane McCarty's car, and he's talking off camera there about getting a new car all get up and built. It's ready to be built now, and also wants to do teams racing in the stock cars, wants to put the Dunedin team back together, eh?
Yeah, that'll be a strong team next year. They, of course, had the couple of teams running last weekend, and good to see them blooding some new drivers through the Outlaws.
No, it's incredible, just that teams racing. It's really starting to take off down south and well supported. You were there last weekend at Beachlands, and what a well-run, sort of event that was with the teams racing and stuff. And it was a bloody good meeting. It's probably one of the better ones I've been to this season, actually, to be fair. Cool. And they did a good job of it. And this one's turned out to be not too bad. We all arrived here. We go, oh, God, look at the state of that track. But it's actually come out not too bad. And the drivers are raving about how good it is, which has got to be a good thing.
Yeah, had some really good feedback so far. Of course, obviously, there's a couple of holes out there, but having some really good feedback, and actually having some people that are sitting at home watching it on TV that have actually sent through messages saying, hey, track's looking good, well done, which is really cool feedback to get, because as you say, we're usually the on the brunt of it all. So whatever
the
Owen Dixon and that are doing, they're doing it right.
The difference is, Daryl, that people are talking about the racing now, not the track, and that's
Correct.
what needs to happen. But here it comes, mate. This is the runoff. Who's your money on?
I've got to back Zane Tahuta here in this one. He raced youth saloons here as a kid. We almost call him a local here. He always comes down and supports us. This is going to be a tough battle for 3rd and 4th. So we'll wait and see what happens. Zane Tahuta, Jack Rarity. Jack was quick though in that first heat, super fast.
Yeah, but so Zane though, and he's a clever man too. He's got to leave his best till last. So that he'll be hard pressed to beat 88D. I see Daddy-O standing there, checking it all out, making sure that he's all good to go. His major sponsor, TNL Motors, is also standing there, looking 300 years old. So we've got some really good runoff coming up, and this will be interesting.
I see Trev Nelson actually did some modelling this week for a.
I see that for a petrol station.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank God it wasn't a nude one.
Yeah, he was definitely not going to be the old page 3 post person. What do they call them? Centerfold, whatever.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Right, we'll hand it over to you, boy.
So runoff, folks. Barclay Engineering and Fabrication. This is for 3rd and 4th place. We've got a runoff for 3rd and 4th. We've got a runoff for 1st and 2nd.
No stopping. When the light goes green, you must move off the start line. No winding off.
Of course, we've got to go over a little bit of the rules here too, Daryl. So in a runoff, you can't stop. So they've got to keep moving. If a car comes to a complete stop, then they are out. And so that person who didn't stop will go on to win it regardless. So, and of course, it'll be, 4 laps?
Yeah, I'm guessing it is, yeah.
For this runoff, and this is once again deciding. When was the last time we've seen a runoff for first, second, third, and fourth?
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And of course, it all unfolded in that third race. Like, man, the whole script got turned on its head in that one. So they're on the dummy grid there. Clerk of the course is happy. Zane Tahuta, the man on the inside. Jack Rarity, your man from Nelson, on the outside. Top of the island versus bottom of the island. Zane Tahuta gets a bit of a jump. Rarity tries to swipe across. Both on the loud pedal when they slow down going into turns 1 and 2. Zane Tahuta just watching Rarity's every move at the moment. Thought Rarity was going to duck right down the inside, but he gave Tahuta the big flick. Tahuta gets going once more. Jack Rarity from Nelson down the main straight here. Dines Transport sponsorship helping him out, of course. Look at Zane Tahuta now slows down on the main straight. He is waiting, and he puts in some big hits. He puts in some very, very big hits to Zane Tahuta. He's been in this situation before. Not for a South Island title, but he's a pretty cool character. He's now waiting. Jack Rarity has become, he was the hunter, he's now the hunted. Look at him, just trying to work out a way to get past Zane Tahuta. And he gets into Tahuta, gives him the big flick down there in turn number 3 and sneaks through once more. So twice, Jack Rarity has managed to dispose of Zane Tahuta. It's a nice drive by Rarity with the white flag out. Zane Tahuta, he's given this one here away now. We're on the very, very last lap. And this is going to go the way of the 4:16 of Jack Rarity. Well done. Third in the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship goes the way of Jack Rarity in a clinical performance there in that runoff.
Zano would have had to have pulled in anyway, mate, outside flat.
Roger.
On the right, so he was done after that. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see that hit on turn 3 there, whether that was done under the pole line or not. Just an observation from here, being a referee. Commentators being referees, that's me today, right now.
Jack Rarity, though, he was pretty calculated when that happened, so we'll wait and see what that looks like. But Jack Rarity, unofficially, third at the South Island Stockcar Championship. Put your hands together, folks. Still the battle for first and second to come here. And what an epic battle that will be. Don't come away at the end of this one here, though, either, folks. We do have that stock car all-in race at the end of this one here. And we've already heard some of those Christchurch boys are going out for redemption. So it's going to be one for the ages as the runoff for first and second between Luke Fellow and Jack Honeybone. They roll out on track. Here we go, Riverside. You've got to get in behind your man, Luke Fellow, car number 131. Get behind your local lad in this one.
Interesting you should say about the Christchurch guys wanting redemption. I can assure you that there's also some redemption going back towards the Christchurch guys as well. I've had a couple of people come up to me and say, just watch this next race, this all-in-one.
Excellent. It's what we want to hear. So Honeybone lines up on the outside. Luke Fellow on the inside. 4 laps to decide the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. Will it stay here in Southland? Will it go the way of Central Motor Speedway? Honeybone off to a pretty racy start down into turns number 1 and 2. It's a pure sprint race at the moment. Jack Honeybone out on front. Don't forget he's got those mechanical issues, so that'll be running through his mind as well. Honeybone leading. Fellow giving chase. I think Fellow's going to have to slow down and wait for him because I don't think he's going to get to Honeybone in a pure sprint here. But he's leaving the laps fairly late, Luke Fellow. He's still giving chase. Fellow going after him. I thought he would have pulled out of this one here and waited for Honeybone to come back around, try and dislodge him, but there is one more lap to go. So it's too late now for Fellow to slow down. They may have had some sort of gentleman's agreement, I don't know, before the race started, that they weren't going to go after each other, not sure. But Fellow has looped it down there between turns 1 and 2, and that is going to see the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship go the way of Jack Honeybone. He celebrates as he goes across the line. Well done, Luke Fellow. Luke Fellow, you've done your club proud. A solid second placing in the South Island Championship. But Jack Honeybone takes this one here out. Crowd up to their feet down there, which is absolutely fantastic to see. He picked up a win here at the Rees toward just 2 or 3 weeks ago. And he backs it up here. Riverside quickly becoming his favourite hunting ground. Jack Honeybone is your South Island Stock Car Champion for 2024-25. He'll be savouring this moment. Born and bred here in the deep south, races out of Central Motor Speedway, works in Auckland. Put your hands together, folks, for your new South Island Stock Car Champion, Jack Honeybone. Crowd appreciating Jack Honeybone there. Of course, congratulations to his team as well, Dale Honeybone and the team down there. They put a lot of hours into this car as well as other cars, and a well put together, well-deserved championship. Pretty humble sort of guy is young Jack as well. So he'll be absolutely stoked with that one there. Alrighty, folks, stick around. Coming up next, I'm pretty sure we're going to have the all-in stock car race. In fact, it looks like we're going to have a saloon runoff, I've just been told. So a bit of late breaking news, a saloon runoff coming up next. I'm thinking Jason Gold must be involved because his partner's looking really nervous down in front of the control tower here. So we'll wait and see what unfolds here in just a moment. Not sure who he's up against.
I'm actually just catching up with Jack Honeybone. He's getting all his congratulations from the man mountain himself, Luke Malloy. So we'll just wait for him to get out. He looks pretty stoked. And like once again, the head's cracked in this thing. It's actually chewing water like you wouldn't believe. And so when they put it in the shed earlier on, they were more concerned about getting water into it than what they were anything else. And then to find out they had a runoff, that's got to be a good thing. He's already done twice as good as Dale's ever done in a stock car. Come over here, boy. It's your moment. You give it. Oh, he's giving Daddy a huggo.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it is. Capture those moments, mate. Well, I sort of said at the start of it, you've had a really good season. It'll be good to top it off with this deal, and that's exactly what you've done. That's awesome, mate. How you feeling?
Absolutely wrapped. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is probably the last skid in this car, and to take a South Island title is pretty special. Obviously, from Invercargill originally, so it's cool to come back and have a good run and win in the runoff, and pretty bloody happy. Yeah.
Absolutely, and the car held up there. And obviously, those mechanical issues, you wouldn't even know you're having them, would you?
No, we're very lucky. I mean, the car is it's a nice, easy car to drive, and it's just missing a little bit on the top, but not enough to worry when you're racing. So, just happy at I haven't got any words.
I see it was that's unusual for you too. You'll be able to go to work on Monday, rip the piss out of them like they do to you. So you've actually got something under your belt that you can be proud of.
I feel a little guilty winning the South Island title when I live in Auckland, but we do a lot of racing down here, and it's awesome that Wade's here, and obviously Jack from Nelson had a good run. A bit of a shame about Wade in that last race. It's just the way stock cars go sometimes, and just was going to be absolutely devastated if we left it in second after that runoff. So gave it everything, got out to the front, and just kept it there, which was cool.
Right, they've got a saloon race. I want to come back and thank your sponsors and stuff, so we'll come back very shortly. Darryl, we'll hand it over to you just for the saloon deal.
So, folks, this is your best pairs battle. We've got Jason Gold out there, Phil Burgess, Flying Scotsman Stu Miller and Darren McLeod. So Burgess and Miller, they are the defending best pairs champions here, and they're desperately trying to beat home Jason Gold and Darren McLeod. They may well go back-to-back here. McLeod really needs to pick up another spot over one of these cars here to get that team across the line first. Jason Gold's doing the business out front. He's sticking up to his end of the bargain. Flying Scotsman Stu Miller up the inside of Burgess here, moves to second place. They're a combination, of course, in this. They are the defending champions. Darren McLeod falling further and further behind, making it just that little bit tougher for Jason Gold in the 88 machine. Gold looking racy, McLeod using every bit of track that he can. He's driven well here this afternoon, Darren McLeod, trying to chase down Burgess. Burgess has fallen back from Stu Miller. Onto the main straight once more. Jason Gold out of Central Motor Speedway being chased here by Miller. Darren McLeod is starting to edge that little bit closer to Phil Burgess. He's having a look up the inside there. That would change the complexion of this big Best Pairs Championship. Should he make a move through? Gold still leading. Miller in second. Then Burgess and McLeod. McLeod with one more swipe. Checkered flag though about to come out for Jason Gold. He takes this one here out. Well done, Jason Gold, home in first place. Stu Miller in third, ahead of Burgess and Darren McLeod. So I'd imagine the best pairs will go the way of Stu Miller and Phil Burgess once again, I would imagine. Not sure whether they're doing that one there on points or whether they're doing that one there on first past the post. No doubt we will find out. So if it is on points, Stu Miller and Phil Burgess would have gone back-to-back as far as best pairs go. But if it goes on the overall winner, then your man's Jason Gold. So we'll wait and see what unfolds. With that being best pairs, I'd imagine it would be a combined points tally. So, folks, that is a runoff. It's been an afternoon of runoffs. That's your runoff for Saloons here. Jason Gold doing the business in the 88T Hypermac. Coming up next, stock cars out on track. We'll duck back down to the pits. I'm not sure whether Jace has still got Jack Honeybone down there or not.
I do, but I'm just waiting for my very cameraman. He's just about to have a flat battery, so obviously not an ideal scenario when your batteries go flat, but we can see the stock car boys. There's quite a few of them heading out there. I'll just wait. He's just about here. He'll be puffing and huffing and blowing the house down, I'll say. But just carrying on from that chat, Jack, you're just saying now the old car here will go into the shed, and you only got a side rail to do on it and sort that engine out, and she's all pretty much ready to go for the next battle, wherever it may be.
Yeah, we're not really sure when the next time is we'll race this car, but it is nice to just park her up and put her away. I'll celebrate that. I won't go back out. I'll let these boys go to war with each other while everyone's a little bit cranky, but yeah, I just stoked. Yeah.
Oh, but it's bloody wrapped for you, mate. You know, like I said to you a couple of times during the season, you've been definitely a form driver, just got better and better, and I think, like you said, that seat time, even though you haven't had as much as a lot of other people either, being honest, because obviously you set out most of it to go and do the Rees Tour and obviously the Battle of Stocks meeting and stuff, which is awesome, but you got good sponsors that look after you. Who are they?
Obviously The Rock. They support me through and through, let me travel all over the country and do this and take time off work. It's a big Young Engineering sticker on the other side of the car that you can't see, but a big thanks to Pete as well. I'll say that again because Brad drove past. Big thanks to Pete as well because he does a lot of work on this car for us. DRM, Craig looks after the engine. He's going to send us another one, which is going to be awesome. And Fastlane as well. Look at Fastlane. Obviously, Dale does a lot with him, and yeah, we're stoked to have the support from them.
Absolutely. Now, of course, just reiterating on the new car, that is another chassis, a Peter Young chassis, is that correct?
Yeah, we had permission from Pete Rees to build a copy a couple of years ago, and obviously they've evolved in that period of time, which is a little bit annoying, but we've made a few adjustments to this car that more mimic the newer ones because they're really impressive, and I think what we really like about them is how wide rear end, they're just really, really stable under contact. They're pretty hard to move around. So once we get into that, move to injection, 9-inch diff, a few fancy things, hopefully we can go even better. But no complaints. We turned up in this thing and still won, so it's obviously half okay.
Doesn't it piss you off when you get to, you've had a season like this and the car's just really starting to sing now, and now it's time to park it up and start all over again with a new car?
Yeah, I think that's kind of telling. If you're going to target something, then you should probably do 2 or 3 months in the lead up to that rather than to just show up and think you'll go okay. We were battling a little bit of the battle, and I was certainly frustrated as a driver. Nothing worse, I should say, than being driven around, and it was a real leveler. And then obviously once you get a few more meetings under your belt, it kind of just comes right. So yeah, happy as.
Congratulations, Jack. Well done. And of course, that is Jack Honeybone. Daryl, that was awesome, wasn't it? And just a great guy too. He's great to talk to.
Yeah, pretty humble to be fair. Like he put on a great show here. He was quick at the Rees tour. Yeah, absolutely stoked for Jack. It's very cool to see.
I'm going to go over to this fence, mate, and watch this race. If everybody says what they said they're going to do, this could be a very, very good one, eh?
Absolutely. Of course, this one here, 3 trophies on the line, top 3 across the line, collect those 3 trophies. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's been a lot of smack talk down there, and this is going to be very, very interesting indeed. I don't think some of these drivers even care that there's trophies on the line. They are wanting redemption.
I just seen Wade Sweeting going out. He didn't even acknowledge anybody. He's that dialed in and that focused. I think there's only one thing he wants to do. But that's, like I said, that's just see if they cash in and actually do what they say they're going to do, eh?
Absolutely. So a big thanks once more to Barclay Engineering and Fabrication, sponsors of the South Island Stockcar Championship here this afternoon. And once more, congratulations to Jack Honeybone, the new South Island Stockcar Champion, Luke Fallow second, and of course Jack Rarity in third place. Good to see Jack and Zane Tahuta have actually gone back out on track 2 to do battle in this one here. Car number 77, the Hypermac factory pilot, Robbie Edgeworth. Car number 59, Brad Rosewarne. 151, Wade Sweeting, starting from the front row in this one here. Look how much taller how shorter his car is compared to Luke Malloy's big, tall roll cage there. Shannon Simon, no wing on his car. It got crushed in the last race. He lines up alongside the 105 from Blenheim, Ryan Demick. We see Rarity lining up alongside Peter Young in the 846. He finished 10th in the South Island Championship. 27, Peter Knight there. Sweet sounding Hemi Machine. Car number 27, of course, Robbie Edgeworth on his outside. Zane Tahuta and Rosewarne at the tail of this field. So a few cars missing in this one here that I thought may have rolled out, but should be a good battle. 10 cars in this one here. We are in the starters' hands. The final race of the night here, folks, at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway in the Barclay Engineering and Fabrication South Island Stockcar Championship. This is the winner-takes-all stock car race. Sweeting gets off the line. He's got Luke Malloy on his outside, the Christchurch clubmates out of Woodford Glen Speedway. So Shannon Simon, he's been down to pretty early in this one here. It's Demick that sent him out to the wall. Peter Knight coming under a bit of attention there from Rosewarne. Zane Tahuta, he's joined in the battle in that one there as well. So it's Malloy leading, Sweeting in second place. Then we go back to Jack Rarity. Rarity in third, Young and Edgeworth. So all pretty tame out there at the moment as Tahuta sends Peter Knight down to the wall in turn number 2. Parks him up there. Zane Tahuta, a bit of a master of that move. He just delivers him out to the wall, sits him up. As we continue to race here, we'll wait and see how many laps before we go red. We go red now. So Tahuta absolutely measured Peter Knight there, sent him out towards the wall, and people in the crowd there just reading the part numbers on the bottom of the chassis. Nice and close.
I think usually what happens in this situation, that the 88 car will get an opportunity to be able to back out.
Correct.
And see if he can make a move. But I'm sort of kind of right behind that guy, and I'd say that's pretty well lean. I'd say it should be some cage damage if he actually tried to move that. But we'll see what he decides to do, eh?
So clerk of the course getting over there. There was a few. I noticed the crash crew got there pretty smartly, and they were about to get their hands all over it. And the clerk of the course had the awareness there, pretty much to tell everyone just to bugger off out of it, and almost ruined these guys' races. As you say, you're dead right. They do have a chance to untangle themselves.
And of course, everybody has to move back for the safety of it. I'd imagine that once Tahuta hits reverse, that car's going to tip over. Peter Knight obviously has to get out as well, though.
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause, folks. You put on a bit of entertainment today, for sure.
Peter Knight jumps out. Life member here at Riverside. Gives a thumbs up to the crowd there, and bit of a yarn.
I think he's asking for a hot dog.
Yeah, I was going to say he's putting his hot dog order in. And he'll head down to the infield. Of course, Tahuta now will have that opportunity to pull away from Peter Knight's car.
You've got to go backwards, I think, Zano. No, it's... Oh, no, he's off. There we go. Look at that. I think Peter Knight could just about jump back in and have another crack now.
Could have stayed in there, I reckon. So very, very lucky the awareness down there of the clerk of the course to stop those guys in the crash crew from actually going over and getting involved in that one there. Cause,
it's actually quite weird because usually he's an idiot, that clerk of the course. Because he's related, I think that's probably the problem. He's done a good job, actually. He was the referee here at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway, and I don't think it was really him. And you know, he's been bloody good at being the clerk of the course. I think it's made a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. And he just told people on the outside of the track there just to quieten up as well.
No damage really to Pete's car. It was a pretty soft push up to the ear, and I think he'll just sort of change the back left tyre, and I think he'll be back on the trail on the way home.
So he gets taken down to the infield. Zane Tahuta will continue to battle on. So ready for a restart in this one here. The stock car, winner takes all. And Tahuta manages to race on. Wade Sweating, your race leader, on the back straight there. Luke Malloy in behind him in the 4.35.
Daryl, you're missing it. Turn 4, mate. There was
Peter
right
Young,
up,
Robbie
right up.
Edgeworth, all involved in that one there. Very, very hard to see down there at the moment with the sun beaming down here at Riverside Speedway. So a real battle happening down there at the moment. Robbie Edgeworth involved in that one there. Brad Rosewarne as well, and Peter Young, of course, the recipient of that bit of a beating down there. So Young still parked up there, and we will go red.
I tell you something, it was ready to go to the donut dude, man. That was definitely quite high in the air, pretty high actually. It's a shame you missed it. Hopefully the replay guys got it. Watch this, mate. It's awesome.
So the Pits Media have caught the replay of that one there. So Robbie Edgeworth absolutely measured Peter Young, and then Rosewarne coming from behind and absolutely drilled him. As we go racing once more. Not even sure who's winning this one here. I don't know if it's Wade Sweating in the 151, whether he's still the lead car or not. There's been all sorts of things unfolding at the moment. Osh Lamont's gone around down there in turn number 3. So Sweating is leading this one here. Car number 151 being chased by Rosewarne. Car number 59 Then we go back to the 105 out of Blenheim. That's Ryan Demmicks. Then Malloy, Zane Tahuta, Robbie Edgeworth. Then we see Jack Rarity. Shannon Simon just limping down there at the moment around turns number 1 and 2. Who's he waiting on? Is he waiting on Sweeting? We're about to find out as they come onto the main straight. Sweeting at pace, leading this one here. Simon sitting and waiting. Who's he going after? Shannon Simon. Lets Sweeting through. But he ducks back up the inside once more. Left front of Simon's car looks to be flat. Rosewarne gives him a bit of a nudge, just pushes him out wide, sneaks on through. Demmett goes down the inside there as well, so Shannon Simon tries to tuck in behind Demmicks. Down into turn number 3. Sweeting still out in front. The white flag is out. One more lap to go for Wade Sweeting. Rosewarne comes through. Oh, Simon's gone after Malloy down here. That's who he was waiting on, the 435, but Malloy's managed to sneak on through. Zane Tahuta behind them, but around turns number 3 and 4, we are going to see the 151 of Wade Sweeting get the job done here. Takes out the final race. Rosewarne in the 59 comes through as well. I'm not sure if he's actually in position there in second place because he was pinned up against the wall there with Peter Young for a lap or so. So I'm not sure whether that is the official result at the end of this one there, but no doubt about it, Wade Sweeting, the man who takes out the final race there for the stock car grade. Big thanks once again, Barclay Engineering and Fabrication, sponsors of the South Island Stockcar Championship. Wade Sweeting, he may not have got the man out there that he went looking for, but he certainly got the victory in that final race. So Sweeting will head off on his victory lap. Put your hands together, folks. Been absolutely fantastic to have some of the best cars in the South Island here, battling it out for this South Island Championship. Sweeting goes around. Put your hands together, folks, for Wade Sweeting. He's an absolute talent, but the South Island Championship eludes him once more. Just a young bloke, though. He's going to be around for a long time. Well, folks, that's us done and dusted. Don't forget the last meeting of the season coming up Saturday, May the 3rd, Demolition Ramp Derby, Stock Car, Street Stock, Saloon and 6-shooter Memorial. It's been an absolutely fantastic afternoon of action. Massive thank you for coming out here this afternoon and taking in the action here at Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway.
Yeah, I might have the last word, Darryl. I'm always good like that. But we're seeing the backdrop. Camera's not on, that's cool. But we'll just wrap it up anyway. So here's Peter Knight trying to get it into gear. He's away now. Unreal. And there's Wade, done a fantastic job as well. But hey, thanks very much for those people that streamed up with us tonight. And yeah, look forward to catching you up. I think, I don't even know where I am next week. Maybe at Easter at Cromwell. But yeah, enjoy your evening and we'll see you around. Bye for now.